We're live.
Hello.
Howdy, everybody.
You're supposed to say you're the brandt.
Oh, I'm the Brandt.
I'm Larry.
We're here at the portal. We're going to stream some Marvel Champions because our last video went over really well. So we want to play more of the Rise of Red Skull campaign. And I'm going to let Larry talk to you for a minute here.
Yeah, and I mean, I think everyone saw in our first, and we might have done a couple of things slightly wrong, but in our first go through of this, we did Spider Woman and Hawkeye straight out of the box. We didn't change anything and went through the normal campaign. Then Brandt and I both on our own played an expert campaign. Brandt played Hawkeye, I played Spider Woman, and neither one of us really had a tough time on expert doing it solo. So we're coming back today. We're going to go straight to Heroic 1. Me playing Spider Woman, Brandt playing Hawkeye. And I'm going to just briefly talk about what I did for my solo deck and what I'm going to look to do differently in two-player with my deck. And then because we're going to do this kind of correctly, we will deck build in between every villain we play, because how I build, at least for me, my deck is going to be somewhat dependent on the villain and what Brandt's doing. So when we get to Zola, for instance, I'm really worried about his allies, the minions that we have to fight. So, we're going to tweak decks between the villains. But, I'm thinking that for me, this campaign is going to be, where I want to see challenging at the Heroic 1 level. I didn't find expert to be that challenging for solo. I know two-player would be a little more difficult than solo, but just going through it, I didn't feel like I was getting hit with a lot of stuff that was hard to overcome. So I'm curious to give Heroic a try. I also, so real quick, my solo deck with Spider Woman, obviously her cards, 4 neutral cards, the 3 double resources, and Nick Fury. I think I'm on screen here. You might not be able to see him well, and then I did a very low-cost build of leadership and aggression. My thought process on leadership, other than my combat training and 2 3-cost allies, and then She-Hulk as a 4-cost ally, every other card cost 1, 0, or 2. So that the idea was every turn I could play a red card, an aggression card, and then a leadership card, so that Spider Woman was always at least a 3. Some of the low-cost cards I had were Skilled Strike, which gives her +2 attack. So essentially for Spider Woman, this is a 3-attack card for 0 cost, because it counts as one of your cards to boost her, and then it's +2 attack. And then on the flip side, on leadership, again, other than Vision, every card in leadership cost 1, except for 3 allies, which cost 2: Hawkeye, Squirrel Girl, and Maria Hill. So outside of those 3 2-cost allies and Vision costing 4, the rest of my leadership cards all cost 1. And it was simply, I think it was just 3 different cards other than the Triskelion. It was Morale Boost, Inspiring Presence, and Inspired. So all of it was about playing another card to boost She-Hulk, Spider Woman. So Morale Boost is great because it gives her +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 defense. Plus it gives her +1, +1, +1 for being another aspect. So again, this is essentially a +2 for a 1 cost. Then Inspiring Presence pairs well because it heals the damage from an ally and readies it. I really look to try to get that with Captain Marvel, who I think right now is the best ally in the game, potentially at a 2/2, 4 cost. After she uses a basic card, power, draw a card. And again, so you could Inspiring Presence her to really get her going. You could actually give her Inspired to make her better, and then Inspiring Presence her. So there's a lot of things you could do. So this deck that I built when I played solo was really designed around getting allies out, having almost an ally out every turn, and then just letting, would help me if I had her on the Spider Woman side. Then I could say Spider Woman more easily than She-Hulk. It allowed Spider Woman to always tap and do anywhere from 4 to 5 with a basic attack, sometimes 7 when I use Skilled Strike or something like that. However, going into 2-player and Heroic, I think I'm going to mix it up. I think I'm looking to see potentially, I'd love to keep leadership in here. I think she does really well with leadership. I really like aggression too, but I think worrying about Crossbones' damage potential, especially in 2-player. I'm going to see what Brandt's doing with Hawkeye. I'm hoping he's doing Justice, but if he's not, you know, I'm looking at protection as one of my aspects, so we could kind of mitigate some of Crossbones' damage and keep our life total high for going into the next villain. So maybe protection leadership, maybe protection justice if Brandt's not doing justice. I think I'm going to save aggression for when we get to Absorbing Man, because Absorbing Man has those time counters or those delay counters, and I really want to burn him down quick, which is where aggression will come in, I think, much better than the leadership and the protection. The protection's really because Crossbones worries me because he can get pretty beefy. So I did a lot of talking while you were tweeting.
Okay.
You probably heard some of what I said. I just talked about what I did for my solo deck build and talked about, you know, maybe what'll be different depending on what you're doing for 2-player. So
I did hear you, but sometimes I don't. I do agree. But I did hear what you were saying. Yeah, so I don't know if it's a complaint. I hate saying it's a complaint, but the thing that I was least happy with was the difficulty of the box. We did that 4-hour on standard. Now, there's no doubt on expert that you will lose. Like, there are times that you will lose, but it felt like, you know, it took me 2-3 plays to beat a villain, not 10 plays, and I got to figure it out. Like when I did the expert Ultron with Thor aggression, which sounds like, you know, beautiful matchup for Thor, it took me 10, 11 plays to beat it in terms of all that. I hope our sound is good. I should have double-checked that. I guess if somebody could let us know if our sound is good. I know it was bad last time. So if somebody's out there and can let us know that they can hear us, and it doesn't sound bad in terms of all that. So we just figured we'd try it on Heroic. It's not like, oh, we're so great, let's play it on Heroic. It's just, well, nobody's played it on Heroic yet, so let's try it in terms of all that. I do think that I will go Justice for sure. Thank you.
It finally came in.
Yeah.
6 months later.
Yeah, we've been waiting for these. So I'm going to play Justice. I think the same when we get to Absorbing Man. I might just go aggression and we just burn him down as fast as we can.
Yeah,
I think might be a good plan there.
You know, I worry about Justice when we think about Red Skull and all his side schemes and things like that.
Thank you, Ben. Our sound is good. Awesome. Last time I know it was scratchy for the first 3 or 4 minutes, but we should be good now.
So then if you're going to go Justice, I think I'm going to try leadership with protection and see how that goes. I don't even know that I'm going to touch my leadership from when I had. I think I'm going to keep half my leadership, which I already told everyone was morale boost, inspiring presence, and inspired, along with Triskelion and a few allies. So I might take Triskelion out because when I played solo, I never needed or had the opportunity to play a 4th ally, which if I do that, I have room for 1 more inspired or 1 more ally. So I'm going to leave that off to the side. I'm also going to see about getting this down to 40 cards. Brandt, for those of you who don't know, when we talk deck building, Brandt is a firm, which I used to be. I might have started the trend with Brandt and pushed him to the idea of 40 cards, you know, but as certain decks have played out for me, I've gone to 45. Some decks I've played 50. I tend to wind up somewhere between 43 and 45 for most of my deck builds, and I'm pretty comfortable with that. But there are times, you know, when we did Rhino Heroic 3, where it's like, if I could have 30 cards, I'd be thrilled because I'm looking to draw that opening hand of exactly what I want. So that's when you want an opening hand, when you want specific cards in your opening hand, you don't want to go more than 40 cards. When your deck's a little more versatile, like with Doctor Strange, there's nothing I'm desperate to have in my opening hand, especially because of his spell deck and his card draw ability. You know, I'll go 45 cards to give myself a little more utility in the deck. But some decks, 40 cards is just critical. So is he going to have Retaliate Crossbones off the bat? No. Only if he gets something out, correct?
Right.
Well, he has a weapon he gains piercing, so whatever.
So people had asked us to kind of go through some of the cards. So while Larry's kind of thinking about his build, and while he was talking, I was grabbing some for my build. So if you look at Hawkeye, it's quite straightforward for a hero. He's got these 10 arrows, all in pairs, and they basically just do damage and something else. So 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. These ones stun, confuse, and hit everybody, including the villain. Well, they hit everybody in front of one player. The Vibranium Arrow does 3 damage and then 3 more damage, so it does 6 damage total, and also has piercing. And then the Cable Arrow removes 3 threat. So you're just trying to get this going, and then the engine is right here. You have to have the bow to fire the arrows, but Clint Barton can go and get the bow for 1 resource, so you're basically playing that by getting rid of 2 cards in your hand. And then these Expert Marksmen make the bows cheaper, which is great if you get them out early. If you get them late, they're probably not worth it. And then basically his effectiveness comes down to getting this quiver. If you get this quiver, you're good. This lets you look at the top 5 cards, tuck an arrow under it, and you could just keep tucking arrows and then fire them as though they were in your hand. So yeah, if you get that, you're really, really good shape. And then Mockingbird might be the best ally in the game.
She's really good too, I will say.
So she comes out, she can thwart for you, which is where Hawkeye is a little bit lesser with only 1 thwart in terms of all that. But she can thwart for you, and then when the villain initiates an attack against you, you can spend a resource, so you basically discard a card and put her back in your hand and block all the damage, which is basically the main issue that Hawkeye has, is that he only has 9 health. He is a 6/5, so he draws 6 cards on this side and 5 cards on this side, and the bow gives him +1 strength, so he's essentially 3 strength, which is phenomenal. Super good in terms of all that. So, yeah, that's where he's at. So I'm going to have these 15 cards, and then I'm building Justice for Crossbones. And yeah, definitely those big hits are a big deal, so I'm looking to stun him as much as I can, and I'm just going to try to clear threat. So I'm roughly looking at these cards. I was kind of just grabbing this new card, Skilled Investigator. Whenever you clear a side scheme, both players get to draw a card. There aren't a ton of side schemes in his, and some are tricky to clear, like this one here, when you clear it, he activates against you. So, I mean, you obviously don't like the +1 threat, but if you can work your way through it, clearing can be a little bit tougher.
Well, and the interesting thing, too, with Crossbones that we have to consider is every stage we let it evolve to is an extra experimental weapon in the future decks we're going to play. So I don't know how big of a deal that is. Every time I've played Crossbones, I've never kept him on stage 1. So I've always had at least 2, if not 3 weapons going further. So I don't know if that is a consideration point for us or not.
No, definitely. Definitely is. So I'm looking at this. What does this give me? 1, 2, 3. Oops, these are allies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I actually, in my grabbing, I didn't even end up at 25 cards for a 40-card deck. So I need to find more cards to finish out in terms of all that.
What I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to try to avoid flipping down. So I'm taking, which I don't usually do, so I'm, like I said, I'm trying some different things here. I'm going on the protection side with a little more heal ability within my hero side deck, so I could just stay and not flip down. So we can try to keep that scheme under control. I'm going to try, I've never played with Second Wind, so I'm going to try, I think, 1 Second Wind in the deck, because 2 is turning out to be too many. 2 med teams, 3 desperate defenses. I don't know if I want Power of Protection. One of my fears is without these green wild symbols on the on the single resource, double resource for an aspect cards that everybody gets, protection, aggression, everybody gets these. I didn't include them in the last time I played. And I did not always have symbols I wanted for certain things, like the free allies you get that you rescue from Taskmaster. I had Moon Knight. And when you play Moon Knight from your hand, if you spend a wild resource, draw 2 cards. Well, I didn't have a single wild resource in my deck.
Gotcha.
So I could not do it. So, you know, I'm wondering if it's worth having a little bit of these to allow for that. I think 2 of those. I don't think 3 of those. I think that's too many. I think maybe only 2 of these.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Spider-Man here, so another new card. So the new Spider-Man here is after you play him from your hand, you remove 3 threat per player from a side scheme. Now, that's amazing. It basically will clear a side scheme for the most part. And it's even more effective with more players, because even with more players, it's hard to remove a lot of threat. So he just totally clears something up. But he does cost 5. You then have him for 4 turns. He costs a lot. It's hard to get Spider-Man out. And I don't think side schemes are going to be our biggest issue here in terms of all that.
Not against this.
I mean, I'm almost tempted to put War Machine in for that toughness. You know, just like, boom, he could take 1 hit. Because the biggest thing is you usually see Crossbones get up to 5, 6, 7 damage.
Right.
And then you want to start being able to avoid that, which I could do with Mockingbird.
But don't forget, he's going to have piercing anyways.
Oh, right. That's true.
So
I might just put a For Justice in to be able to clear faster if I need to. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3.
So while Brandt's doing that, Spider Woman's big trick, if anyone doesn't know, her superhuman agility is when you play an aspect card, Spider Woman gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, +1 defense until the end of the round. Limit once per round for each aspect. So that's why when I said with my solo deck, I had built a lot of low-cost aspect cards so that I could make sure I played 2 a turn. Protection, though, I'm putting some more expensive cards in, so we'll see.
Did you run through her cards?
Not yet. No, you can if you want while I'm sleeving and finishing this build.
So yeah, here's Captain Marvel, which Larry already talked about, who, you know, thwarts for 2, attacks for 2, and you draw a card, which is amazing. 4 is a high cost for a signature ally, so that's a little tricky, but that's what's happening. She's got these 2 finesses, which again, if you get these out early and you know you're playing a longer game, they're really good, but if you're trying to play a shorter game, then you probably move past them. Jessica Drew's Apartment's amazing, unless you think you're never going to flip. Again, a really short game, you might not flip and use it, but otherwise it gives you, you know, you look for a card you want in the top 5 every time. 3 self-propelled glides. These are really good or not useful. It just depends on what you're trying to do. If you want to thwart and attack in a turn, this is amazing because it gives you that versatility because they let you untap, and it gives her aerial, which doesn't really do anything currently, but there's that piece. But if you're just, again, trying to punch for as much as you can and play different aspect cards, well then spending essentially what becomes 2 cards to play that is tricky. But again, on a versatility turn, it's amazing. But then she's got 2 each of different aspect cards that come with her, and they're all amazing. So Venom Blast just does 5 damage for 2, which is one of the best cost to damage we have in the game. Inconspicuous removes 3 thwart for 1. Again, best cost we have in the game.
Well, and it's what's actually the best part about that is it's from among schemes in play. So you're not stuck with 3 on 1. So many times, you know, you have 2 on 1, 2 on another, and you're wasting. This one you never waste, you know, unless there's only 2 threat out there. So I really like that about that card. It's better than it appears originally.
Yeah, totally. Then Contaminant Immunity is probably the one I use least often, but it will heal you for 3 and give you tough. So again, against a boss like Rhino, where you know tough will just block a big hit.
And you don't have to flip down. Like if you can heal 3 on your hero side, it kind of, I mean, her recovery is 3. So basically for 2 costs, I'm getting a tough and I'm avoiding having to flip down is I think quite good.
And then basically your best card, especially in solo, it won't quite come out as good here, is Pheromones, which is an interesting leadership card because I don't know what it has to do with leadership. All the others make sense,
but
this
weird.
One doesn't
It's like
anything.
they didn't want to pigeonhole you into having to have a lot of allies with this card.
Right.
So they did something
if you don't
a little
have
different.
allies,
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so it will stun and confuse an enemy, which is unbelievable. It basically in solo gives you 2 free turns because you just draw cards.
So it allows you to flip down without risking.
In terms of what you're doing there.
The scheme going off. So.
Yeah, so that's going to be my build. I'm going to play these to try to keep my health up, and because we're playing the heroic and have to roll into the next ones, I don't know that I'm going to use these a whole bunch. I've got a whole bunch of allies. I did swap out for Jessica Jones. I put it for Justice, which is actually my 41st card. Foiled I love for when I'm flipped down, which you do a little bit more with Clint in order to heal and get more cards. I've got my 5 resources and the Quinn Carrier, which could be a Helicarrier, I suppose, but actually maybe I will switch that for a Helicarrier because I give it to you. And then what I forgot was the van under Surveillance. That's going to be huge to increase the threat by 4. Block 3, 2 clear the areas because I can use these and draw cards if I remove the threat, and that could be the main scheme. And then Stealth Strike is really good. It's not quite as good because I can do that damage, so it's more a versatile card that I will not use if necessary in terms of all that. There are some cards that are interesting with Clint as to whether I want to use them. Like Lockjaw, I would use if I wasn't Justice, but because I'm basically able to do damage and thwart, it's not a big deal. Nick Fury's another one. He feels like an auto-include in decks, but I don't know. There's a shot of not putting him in this deck because there's so much damage and things I can do. And essentially, if I draw the right cards, I don't really need to go draw more cards. So Nick is almost like a boom, I'm going to put him into play. And again, in a non-Justice deck, I like him for the 2 thwart, but here, not so much. So, but I put him in anyway, because he's good to have. And I switched out for Helicarrier because I realized I could give that to you. I can't give the resource to you. So, that is my deck.
Can you give me 3 clear sleeves so I don't have to get up from the table? I'll give them back to you. Being I'm at 42, I'm going to add 3 neutral cards,
Okay.
a Helicarrier, and a Quinn Carrier. And I love Endurance when I can afford to get it in the deck, so I think Endurance is worth. Now, what's interesting, which I didn't mention about Spider Woman, the other side of her talks about her deck building. So she can have 2 aspects, but you must include an equal number of each. So that's where the deck building gets tricky. You go 10 and 10, 11 and 11, 12 and 12. The first time I built this, I think I went 15, 15, and 15. And just, saw what it looked like. I had 48 cards in the deck because I had the 3 double resources. I didn't even have Nick Fury. Did you go through every card in your deck? Because I can do that. I already talked about my leadership cards. The protection cards I brought in Iron Fist. I don't think I'll leave him in against other villains, but against Crossbones, it's another way to stun, and I feel like getting him stunned with the potential damage he has is huge. I have a couple of med teams in there, so again, that we could heal from a friendly character. Could be me, could be Hawkeye, could be Captain Marvel. I like to get Captain Marvel out and keep her out. The energy barrier, great. Anytime you play protection, I don't know that you would not include energy barrier in there.
Yeah.
You're preventing damage while dealing damage back. I have Black Widow in to help with a little thwart, and potentially, if a card comes up we really don't like, we can cancel it. I have Nova in there, again, another way to, just do damage to someone attacking you. He might come out later on. And the only other protection card I think I have in here is Expert Defense and Desperate Defense. Expert Defense gives me +3 defense when I'm defending, and Desperate Defense gives me +2 defense, but I can ready if I take no damage, which against Crossbones Beefy might be hard, but sometimes I should be able to take no damage if I played a few aspects, and she could be at 4 or 5 defense, +2, 6.
Right.
So there's a good potential there for me to be able to ready her. So
Yeah, basically our plan is to deal with damage coming at us. So it's a lot of stun to stop it. He has piercing, right? So we're not using tufts to do that.
Unless you get all the weapons off him, which I
In
guess
terms
is
of that.
possible.
So we're not going to read through the campaign because you can watch our stream from the other day where we read through and Larry acted out all the comic strips for us. But we'll work through on Heroic. So for Heroic, we're just going to play on Expert, but we're going to do what the rule book says for Expert mode for the campaign. But we're going to play Heroic, which is you flip 1 extra encounter card each. So we'll each get 2 encounter cards per turn in terms of all that. So when we build the deck, there is a typo here. I don't know if it switches for the campaign. I don't remember the official word, but it says that I'm supposed to put Hydra Patrol in, and it's Hydra Assault in the book. So I have Legions of Hydra, Hydra Assault, I have Weapons Master. The experimental deck will get shuffled and played face down, and we'll add cards from this. I've got his deck, and then I've got, and I just now keep them as 10 cards because I almost regularly play on Expert, but the 3 Expert plus the 7 Standard, and then R2 Obligations go in the deck. So that's what's happening here. Weapon Master, and then we're playing Crossbones on level 2.
Which is level 2 means he's going to start with his very good weapon card in play, right?
Yep.
It's the machine gun, which basically does indirect damage. There's another reason it's nice to have a few allies out, because you can pump that damage to
That's
those
definitely
allies.
tough for me, especially going into the next next one. I have a feeling in Heroic we're going to need to take some obligations to heal.
Yeah, when I did the solo campaign on Expert, going from Zola to...
You took one?
I took one, going from Zola to Red Skull.
Nice.
I just had no choice in that on that one. Like, it just had to be. There was no way around it. I think I had 7 damage at that point or something along those lines.
Yeah, I generally did the, like, get him down, hit him with an arrow, flip over, heal, and then have my ally finish off the boss, was how I got around that most of the time. But it was Zola was definitely tricky in terms of all that, so we will see.
I think what I'm going to do, though, is grab quickly. Should I grab my little tough things? Because I don't know if the cards they give us, do they fit in here? They don't. My tokens do, so I'm going to just grab those quickly.
All right.
While you talk a little more and set us
Look
through
at
this.
look at me, I'm making a mess over here.
Oh, I hate that. Brandt! Ah, you're so sloppy.
All right. So we're getting this set up here. Put these here. This one starts with 4 counters on it. And I don't know if I gave this a shuffle. We'll flip this. Did that. And we start with the first card. The first thing he has is the Power Gauntlets. So after the attached villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. And
Awesome.
he's got +0 attack.
We hate that. How do we get rid of it?
A mental and a fist.
That's probably the worst one of those to get, so that one might be worth getting rid of. I don't care when he gets, like, I think one of the weapons gives piercing, another weapon gives something else, but discarding a card.
Well, I drew a lot of
Confused.
these
stunned.
cards.
Another confused out. Just getting some extra tokens out. And we'll be good. So are you doing the mulligan? You gonna get rid of some of those?
Hi, Steve. I see you there. He says, "Bring on the pain. I've made this mistake." So he says Heroic is brutal.
Is it? Well, we're gonna find
He
out
says,
soon.
"Are you both protection?" That is his suggestion. We are not. I am playing Justice, and Larry is playing
protection and leadership?
Leadership with
Now, is his point
Woman.
protection just crossbones or throughout the campaign?
I
'Cause
assume
crossbones scares me the most with damage, more
Yeah.
than anyone else. Though I will say, Absorbing Man, if you let him get away from you, can be difficult. All right, 6 cards. Let's see what we get here. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here and I can get Daredevil out. I could get a Beat Cop out, which is always good, but I can't take anything from the first turn, so I wouldn't really be doing much on the first turn. I could also play Counterintelligence to just keep this from triggering. Yeah, just crossbones protection is what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong per se, but we'll see. So
Maybe a Counterintelligence is a good first turn play here.
play that.
I'm not going to clear anything, so I almost want to draw for more of my cards. So I think I'm going to do that. Draw 4 others. Woo! Clearly, this is not shuffled well in my favor.
I don't know if there's anything I want to get rid of in my opening hand. I think I'm just going to stick with it and see what happens. I might have a double wasted. I have Captain Marvel, who I don't think I'm going to play turn 1. Unless I draw another. Well, you know what? Let's discard a Venom Blast and see if I can.
I got no bow, no arrows, no anything for me.
Well, you could search for the bow.
Yeah, so I will get rid of... we're ready to start.
Yes, I got rid of a Venom Blast.
I'll get rid of Clear the Area, use Clint Barton's ability, and go search for my bow.
You have the other screen up that we can see where stuff is. Just I don't know what's on screen and what's not because I have a bit of a mess and I hate messes. Oh, did you put
Somebody said, oh, I think it's Steve. There's two Steves on stream right now. Said you dropped a piece on the floor.
Yes, I did actually. It's there. It's okay. It's a medical counter. I'll let that go. Did you put my uncertain loyalties in the deck? All right,
yeah,
awesome.
I got your cards over here, so we'll be all set.
Cool. All right. I'm a little intimidated now that he said we should both be in protection, but we'll see how we do.
All right, so I will play the bow, and then I will play counterintelligence. I will flip to Hawkeye. And then I don't have much in terms of all that, so I guess I will stealth strike, unless I don't even have those symbols.
Did you have those symbols? You did.
I did if I don't play counterintelligence. So I
no,
guess
you could still play counterintelligence, just
I
not
could
play
play
stealth strike.
counterintelligence with this, and then don't play stealth strike and remove this.
So what does that do after the attached villain attacks? Yeah, I mean I don't know that that's a terrible play there because otherwise, what were you going to do? 3 damage?
Yep. Yeah. So I guess I don't even know that I want for justice, but I'll discard it. So I will remove this, which still goes here, correct?
Yep.
And then I will attack for 3. And I need a dial. What is his health? 28? So we're down to 25. Howdy, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I see a lot of people in chat. I'm going to do my best, but it is a little distant from me to be able to see. Go ahead, Larry. You can take your turn.
First thing I am going to do is get rid of... Boy, oh boy, I'm just not going to play endurance right now. Get rid of an endurance for Jessica Drew's apartment. I'm going to exhaust Jessica Drew's apartment. Look at the top. Oh boy. Oh boy. These are all good aspect cards. I could play Maria home now, which will let us draw a card. But. I have a double for that. Then I'm stuck there. If I get Maria, I could do Maria, draw a card. I could do pheromones.
Why do you have so many cards? Did you do the apartment? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just choosing one of these. Pheromones is there if we want to stun them.
Yep.
And it's Maria Hill or it's stun.
I mean, our plan was to try to keep him stun locked, so that feels like a reasonable way to go.
All right. And these just go back like that, we've discovered?
No, because this says shuffle.
Oh, because that says shuffle.
Specifically Hawkeye's quiver. That does not
that's
say
what it
shuffle.
Is. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was something kind of weird. All right. So now, what can we do? I also have an energy barrier. Pheromones. I have a finesse. Man, oh man. Oh, look at the top card of any deck. Let's at least see what's happening here.
So that's going to be 3 indirect damage on somebody.
With his...
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. All right, now we'll flip. Let's see. I think at this point, I'm going to get finesse on the board early. Use finesse and energy barrier to stun and confuse him. And hold Captain Marvel in my hand. I have played 1 aspect card, so I'm +1/+1. +1. So I'll do 2 damage to him.
Yeah, what do you want? Do you want tokens or you just remember?
You can put tokens on. I typically remember.
2 damage. I struggle to remember when I'm defending.
Good point. And I haven't played her protection yet, so 2, 3, 4. All right.
All right, ready up. I'm going to get rid of this for justice. I don't think I'm going to need that. So, draw to 5. All right, so I mean, I've got a Nick Fury, which might be the way to go just to get a block in. Jessica Jones I'm not super excited about. Helicarrier I'm not super excited about, so I'll probably just end up playing Nick Fury. Still no arrows and no quiver, so this is going to be tough. All right. See you, Steve. Thanks for joining. There's 2 Steves, so one of you. All right, so we're going to add 2 here, right?
Yep.
And then he's going to not attack me.
Right, which I don't think his machine gun goes off at all for you.
Right.
Because when he attacks you...
Right, and instead of attacking, he removes this.
Right.
And now he will attack you.
So he'll flip
So you're
this
going to get hit for 3.
indirect first, 3.
Yep.
Which I think I have to take. I have no choice. You want to give me a dial and put me at 8?
Here's a dial at 8.
All right. And then he's going to attack me, which at this point I'm just going to take. So there's no reason
All right,
for me
so
not
then
to.
that card's gone. And then he attacks you for
another 4.
4.
Wow. And then we're getting how many cards?
So we're getting encounter, heroic. Oh, I could have triggered this, right? That was my goal. Or I guess I just save it for when that's going to spill over, so we're good.
Okay.
All right, I've got a Hydra Jet Trooper who's going to quick strike me for 2, so I'm down to 7. Because it's always good to have quick strike in a deck with a villain. And then Master Plan, so we're searching for a side scheme. Now that I was like, oh, no worries with side schemes.
We're getting rid of a lot of those nasty cards.
Yeah. Yeah, we did get rid of 2 of the expert cards on the full auto. So we've got Cornered Staff. Discard 1 per player cards from the top of the encounter deck. Place 1 additional threat here for each boost icon on cards discarded this way. So you were telling me that stars are boost icons? I think they're not.
I consider them boost icons.
It's in the section with boost icons, but I think that it says they're stars.
See, I was under the impression they were a type of boost icon.
Yeah.
Because that just seems too good to me that we don't add 2 more to that, right?
I think it's not, but I'm going to look it up. Because
Why don't you? The villain's going to scheme against me. So he's a 2 plus 2 is 4. So guess what? Now would be the time for you to pop counterintelligence so that it doesn't pop.
So is that 1?
So that avoids 3, right? So
Yep.
just 1 goes on. And then Raid the Armory, which is Incite 1. I love that new Incite ability. So that goes 1 more token. Brandt's got this mess pile over here. When revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded. Reveal that card. Oh, we got rid of a Gang Up, which is good.
A star icon is not itself considered a boost icon.
I've been making my life a little more difficult. I've been counting them as boost icons for 150 plus plays. Oh, we got rid of both our obligations and another villain schemes. Holy cow. And our Shadows of the Past is gone.
See you, other Steve, as well. Thank you.
Hydra, so man, this is scaring me. We're gonna get a advanced counter pretty quickly here because we are not finding.
What are we looking for?
A weapon attachment.
Oh. None of those were weapons? Okay.
Nope, armor. Are you kidding me? There we go, knife. Holy cow, went through most of the deck. Did I miss one? No, I did not.
All right, so he's got +1 attack now.
I did not miss one.
But we survived round 1.
Look at 1 turn, and look at how far through the villain deck we are. It
Yeah,
seems a little
helps
crazy.
people to see that.
Yeah, that is nuts.
All right, I'm passing that to you.
Thank you. Well, he's confused, which means I could flip down if I need to at this point. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I think I'm simply going to use Finesse, get rid of these 3 cards.
You can't use Finesse to pay
crap
for
her. I could do it for for Black Widow though, huh? Man, I really want Captain Marvel, but then I can't inspire her. Oh man, Captain Marvel right now not loving you.
And do we drop a token here? Yep.
But I think I want her out. So
You could also, I got rid of a card if you want to get rid of this one.
do I want to do that? Let's see.
I mean, I'm going to draw 3 new cards with Nick, so there's a shot I'll draw cards that I'm not necessarily going to use, and I could do it, but I don't know that I'll draw those 2. I don't have a lot of mental resources.
If I do that, if I get rid of that card, let's do this a little. No. What's he at for life? 23. Man, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, I think this campaign is tougher with more players. I think
Definitely,
solo.
definitely. Well, I still think he's the hardest villain. Maybe
Yeah.
Zola, but I Crossbones has been the one I've had the most trouble with. I'd really like to play Captain Marvel here.
So you got to give everything up.
I do.
When you draw a card, if it's a 1,
Right, I'll be.
otherwise you'll be able to flip and draw.
Right. So let's do that. Let's thwart for 2 on here, I guess. And draw a card. Yep. All right, that's not bad. I will use Finesse to play a morale boost on Spider Woman, which gives her a +1/+1/+1. But because I played an aspect, she's really a +2/+2/+2. So I could swing for 3. So I don't want to take 1 off of there. That seems wasteful. Then I'm going to flip down and try to pick a card I want in the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Maria Hill, I think, is the choice there because I'm not going to be defending right now. So I'll take Maria Hill, and I'll pass the baton to you, sir.
And you can look at a card.
Yeah, do you want to, are you going to be drawing? Do you want to look at your cards? I mean, there's nothing.
I'm going to draw 3 with Nick. I could look here. I could also see if I stay, what am I taking for damage? But it's probably going to go on Nick. So I don't know that it matters. So should I just look at this card?
I mean, is there any way you could get rid of that card before? There's no way you
can get rid of this card?
No, I mean, there's no way that you would shuffle your deck before using Nick, like, to get rid of that card. So you're going to see it anyways. Right. Why don't we look at that card? That is considered a deck.
All right. So we know his next one will be Retaliate.
Which I do not want to see him get, so let's keep it down.
So yeah, I mean, I could add health and I could put Marksman, but it's not working me forward anywhere. So I think Nick is the way to go here.
Do you have a damage counter over there for Captain Marvel, sir?
Yep.
Thank you.
And then I probably just take out this Jet Trooper.
Oh, did you draw?
Oh, I didn't draw. Yeah, sorry. I don't think I want to remove threat. I don't think I want to deal damage. I think I just want to draw. Although if I deal 4 damage, we just get going. But if I draw these 2 symbols, I could get rid of this card.
Right. Well, the other thing is this is going to flip if you don't thwart at all.
Yeah.
Which presumably Nick will be thwarting anyways.
So I did not draw those 2 symbols. I did draw a Vibranium arrow or a Cable arrow. So some options here would be I thwart with Nick. I then do the Cable arrow to get rid of 3. And then I attack here. So that's going to be what I'm going to do. Kill this with Hawkeye for 3. Use the arrow. I think I'll hold the Vibranium arrow. Use the Cable arrow to remove 3 here. I need his quiver so bad.
Tough without the quiver.
This is gone. And then I'm going to hope that we flip a 1, and then I can double take damage with Nick in terms of all that. But I think that's it. We are ready. No quiver yet, lots of arrows. So he's going to add 2 threat. Then he's going to scheme against you, but he can't.
Confused.
Then he's going to attack me, so he's going to fire for 0. Right, that just says boost icons?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had a lot of 0 draws against him, which have gotten me through. Then he will attack me, so Nick will block, draw a star. If it's undefended, it is not. It is defended. And I take 3 damage because it's +1 here. And Nick is dead, and that worked out quite well. Now it's just these cards.
Yeah, just 4 cards.
1, 1, 1, and that's a +1 acceleration counter.
Joy. Hydra Soldier. And an attachment, another +1 attack for Crossbones. He now has ranged as well.
So he avoids our Retaliate.
Which we have none of. All right. I mean, I'm not feeling super confident, but I'm also not feeling like we're dead in the water.
Well, I haven't flipped my cards yet.
True.
Hydra Flame Soldier. The pain on them is just the 4 health. They're making all these 4 health minions now. And I get attacked again. So he's going to flip.
Could kill you right here.
Deal 0 damage to me. So that's 2 zeros. You took the 3.
The question is, do you defend? What do you have for life? 7, and what is he?
I have 7.
Is it 1, 2,
3,
4?
4.
So he could kill you with a 3 flip.
I can defend for 1. But I'm going to need to heal next turn, right? And I've got endurance. So I think I just got to take it. It's a 1 flip.
Thank
so
God.
That's 5 damage. I'm down to 2.
You are brave, sir. Here you go.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter
Could have
of
ended our stream right there.
If it's a 3 flip, nothing I could do. Okay, so we've got to figure this out. I mean, if it's me, I'm going to Sonic Arrow him, and I'm going to do endurance, and I'm going to flip and heal.
Sounds good.
But that's going to leave you with these various soldiers. I mean, I have like Explosive Arrow.
Can you let me call for an action for me?
I'd like to call for an action.
I'd just like to see what the options are here. 3, 4, 5. I mean, we have Inconspicuous, but Clea seems like a good choice.
Yep.
For us defending and taking some damage, right?
Right. So, I mean, an option at that point is I could do the Explosive Arrow to do 3 damage here, and then Clea could finish that off. But then when I flip, he's going to scheme.
Right. I mean, I could thwart that down, but even with him scheming...
So the Sonic Arrow would confuse him. He's going to add 3.
Arrows, if you're flipping down, I think you have to Sonic Arrow, right?
Okay, then that's going to leave these up to you. Are you going to get rid of both of these?
So I guess now the question is...
Or are we getting rid of these?
Are we going to just let that... Do we just let this flip?
Right. Because if I let it flip, well, so the tree part, if he adds 3, then he draws on the next one. So if we could get it down by 1, that would be preferable. Which could be Captain Marvel thwarting for 2.
Right.
But I don't know if, like I said, if I do the Explosive Arrow, you could then, there'd only be 1 left here. You could take that out. I don't know if you can get yourself... I also have an
Inconspicuous, so I could definitely deal with some threat. So why don't you... Because even if he's confused, that still could pop, correct?
It will pop if we don't remove any here, and he's confused. So you might be right. We let this go, but we get rid of these. Might be a bigger deal.
Those are a bigger issue, I think.
So I think getting 3 damage on yours is better, because then you could take it with Maria Hill or Clea.
Yep.
Okay. So I will do the Explosive Arrow.
Or if I play an energy barrier, I could do it with an energy barrier too. So yeah, I got some options here.
I don't know what to hold. Is the Cable Arrow the best one to hold?
I think Vibranium, because we got to do some damage, and that's your damage kicker, right?
So I will play the Sonic Arrow. No. I will play the Explosive Arrow.
Are you spending 2 cards?
I'm just getting confused. I will play the Explosive Arrow to deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with a player. So I'm going to put 3 damage here and 3 damage on him. I'm then going to play Endurance on me, so I get 3 health. I mean, I do have the option of staying flipped up with 5 health. I don't have a blocker, though. So I think I should flip down and heal. I can deal 3 damage instead of healing, but I don't know that 3 damage helps you unless you're going to do some singles.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm realizing I'm on 4 life, so I gotta heal too.
All right, so I'm going to flip, and I'm going to heal and go to 8, and I'm going to pass the turn to you.
All right. I'm going to do exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, and I'm not going to heal.
You can view a card if you want to see what this card is before you flip.
Yeah, let's put this on top. Hey, so he's going to do no damage with the machine gun. Okay, so finesse and... Med Team for Maria Hill. Draw a card, Brandt. That's good.
Still have no quiver.
Captain Marvel is going to...
Just FYI, too, we have more space this way than we did the last stream, if you need.
So Captain Marvel, kill the Hydra Soldier. I'm going to get an encounter card anyways.
I mean, Maria Hill can do it with one attack.
She'll pop him.
And you played Maria, so you have a +1 there?
So I get this off the deck, though.
You don't have any way around it unless you're going to deal no damage this turn.
Yeah, true. Fair point. Fair point. Did you put a damage on her?
Nope.
And then Captain Marvel is going to thwart that for 2, so it goes down to 1. And draw a card and put another damage on her.
Got it.
I'm going to Inspiring Presence. Well, I've already played a blue card, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to Inspiring Presence her to untap her and heal. So I can tap her again, this time doing 2 damage to your Flame Soldier.
Got it.
And drawing another card. I got the other version of Hawkeye out.
Yeah, so now Clea's interesting because it would
How
give
did
you
I
a
get
token.
2 off of that?
You thwarted with
Captain
Marvel.
I did damage to him instead with Captain Marvel, so he's just dead. Put 2 back there.
Okay.
I forgot that we're going to pop Hawkeye for Inconspicuous to remove 3 threat from amongst beams in play. So now I've played a yellow and a blue card. Now...
He's got piercing, right? So the...
Tough doesn't matter, but this was going to be my 3 heal. Yep.
Can block with Maria Hill.
Yeah, so I will play a green card, which pumps me up 1 more and heals 3 damage off of me.
That was an impressive turn, sir.
And now I'm a 4/4.
Oh, we didn't think about getting rid of these, though.
No, which I guess I'm just going to hit him for 4 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to clear.
Are you keeping your counterpunch because you're going to block?
I'm going to block because I'm a 4 block this turn, which makes sense to block and at least do that 4 damage back, so the next turn could be a different kind of turn, you know?
Well, I did get under surveillance, but look at my lack of Hawkeye cards.
I got Pheromones again, which could help us.
And I did like a full shuffle. This was like I just went like this, you know? Crazy.
Brandt, you're killing us, Brandt. You're killing us.
All right. I was first player, right? So we're adding 3 now because we have the acceleration token.
Which now when he schemes against you, it's not guaranteed to flip.
Right. And then he's going to scheme against me, right?
Right.
So he schemes for 2, +1 is 3, so it
Now it
flips.
does flip.
So we're going here, which will bring this out now, which stinks now that you're, well, I guess it doesn't matter as much. That will reveal the next one, and it starts with 2 counters, which is a weird part of this little scheme, that it goes to 6 but starts with 2. It's just a funny thing. And then he's going to go to attack you. So he's attacking you for 4.
First thing is he got his machine gun.
His gun does 3 damage now.
Which I just have to take because I don't want to kill either one. Well,
what is your health going to be at then?
it's going to be right back to where it was when I started. 4.
Did you heal?
I did.
Wait a second. So you had a tough.
Correct. Oh, correct.
So the 3 damage will go
I
to the
didn't
tough.
put the tough on because I
Right,
thought
he's
he
gonna
had
pierce.
piercing, but that
But I
doesn't.
don't. Oh wait, does he have pierce with this? No,
I
because
don't
it's
think
indirect
so, 'cause
damage.
it's indirect. So I will put all 3 on me, and the tough will go away. Thank you for that. Here, let me just do that right. Tough is there. He goes to pop me. Tough comes off. Awesome. Now, does this get discarded? This is what I've always been confused about.
Right. Yeah. Steve's saying this goes to 12. Sorry. Yeah, it's 12. This does get discarded. If you're out of uses, you discard.
So now, in theory, we could get rid of all his weapons so he no longer has piercing. Not that that matters.
Right.
But now he attacks me.
So now he's going to attack you for 4.
And I am going to defend. I'm a 4 defense.
Okay. He draws 2, so he does 2 damage to because it's 6 minus 4.
Right, but I am going to hit him back with a counter punch for 4.
Nice.
And now cards.
Yep. Counter, encounter, heroic, heroic.
Starting with you.
Hydra Soldier, Legions of Hydra.
Does that go find Madam Hydra?
Yep, so we go find Madam Hydra.
Brent, you haven't been helping us. I feel like you don't have Hawkeye's quiver.
She was next. Yeah, Hawkeye is not showing up here. This is not how my games went.
All right, well, do you have to do anything else before I put more Hydras out?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Hydra. Full auto. When revealed, hero.
that one's brutal.
Discard X cards from the top of the encounter deck where X is Crossbones attack. Take
Yeah,
one.
you're about to die.
Oh, 1 indirect for each boost icon. Oh man, what's his attack? 4? So top 4 cards.
Is he Hydra? Yeah. So this thing has 9 on it?
Nice. Wow, we're getting smoked, Brant.
All right.
So 4 cards, correct?
Is it 1 for each weapon? No, it's for his attack.
For his attack.
So you're drawing 4 cards and
Go
every
ahead.
boost icon. So you're taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
Wow.
Steve said that's what kills you. I forgot.
Full
Yeah, that's
auto
a
is
big-
the one we got to worry about.
Right, and if we had a
If I
Black
played
Widow, right.
which I discarded, not realized. So let me see if I can even do that.
Well, you got to put 2 here and 6 on you, or are you
I
dead?
have 5, so that kills me. Can you continue without me?
Sure.
Probably not.
Well, I'll play 1 turn, I guess.
That was brutal. Full
Okay.
auto.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much I could do.
I don't
mean,
think
I could
that
take
hit
out
me when
Madam
I played
Hydra.
solo. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, 1 card versus 4 cards, right? Because there's 2 of us. We're going to have to revisit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I have much to do other than flip.
I'm thinking about what I want to change this deck up to.
I mean, I don't know what I do other than deal direct damage to him, and I don't even know how much that helps me.
Can you do 9 and at least flip them so we can flip them
Vibranium
on our first try?
arrow and flip. Yes. So that deals 9.
And you take 2 or just 1 because the arrow doesn't count.
What am I taking damage from? Oh, retaliate. Yep. So I take 1 damage. I'm down to 7. So then he would flip. He gets another weapon. So then he's at 32.
And that's all you got to do is do 32 damage to him.
Oh, yeah. Steve's telling me I have a guard in front of me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're done.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So heroic was a little. So after our complaining about level
Well,
of
now
difficulty,
the question is, can we fix it? Can we figure it out?
so we see what we could change
Experimental
here.
weapon, experimental
Yeah. So we gotta mainly focus on getting enough symbols to discard those, right?
Which I'm going to add all those wild resources to my deck.
This is where, though, I still stand by like he's one of the tougher villains because it's just tough. He just mows you down so fast. I don't know. A lot of people seem to be saying he's not tricky, but of course, there's a lot of people playing solo right now because, right, COVID, people are at home.
Much simpler solo. Because again,
Right. I mean, he could still do that too if you don't get rid of the weapons, and it's harder. Like with 2
right,
of us,
but
we
in
can get rid of the
solo,
weapons.
when you stun him, he's fully stunned.
Right, that's true.
With 2 players, we stun him. One of us still gets attacked.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
that's where it gets a little
It's trickier.
less. Okay, so I want to.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can just take him down, and then I was like, I didn't realize I had the guard.
How much life did the guard have?
4. I mean, it was going to be a whole thing to go back, you know.
No, I meant you could have killed the guard. I don't know that you could have flipped him though at that
No,
point. You
because I would have had to
probably
use
coulda
the
got him down
arrow to kill him, and it wasn't going to work.
All right, so I'm gonna change for some symbols. I am gonna say no to Nova at this point.
So in the expert campaign, you can replay everybody except Red Skull. So this is fine. You can rebuild your decks in between, whichever, so you can kind of track everything. We're just going to call that one a loss.
Clear loss.
I actually am pretty diverse in my symbols. And I didn't realize that Hawkeye has a lot of wild symbols. He's got 4 wild symbols in his set.
Have 2 more clear sleeves?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my deck is pretty diverse. I'm a little short on mental, but not enough to go make a change, I don't think.
I'm just going to add in a couple of wild symbols. Push the resources a little bit here. See if that helps.
So every time a weapon comes out, it's just whoever's responsibility to get rid of it.
We got to get rid of
Right.
it. We can't let his attack get that big.
And I guess if he has no weapons, he has no
And
piercing.
I think
but we don't really have tough.
Right, I'm gonna play Black Widow this time if I get her instead of not, and I'm gonna leave her out and not put damage on her.
Yep.
Full auto is the one that scares me now.
Yeah. No, it's definitely rough.
Yeah, 4
And
attack.
it makes sense in heroic and 2-player,
It's
right?
gonna
Same
come
in
up more.
4-player, you're going to see it more.
Right.
Although I guess again, if you had tough, you would ignore it all because it's not him dealing you damage, right?
Right, but you have to have tough after getting attacked potentially, right? Because alter ego side, it just has
yeah,
surge.
that's a good point.
And
So
was
if
there
you're
3 of
blocking
those in
with
the deck or
somebody,
2?
if you're blocking with somebody or
Is there
something,
3 full autos or 2? Like, how much do we have to really worry about that card?
yeah, I mean, there's plenty of cards to worry about. I only see 2.
All right. So I think one time it came up on me solo, I was alter ego and it just surged.
Right. That's our other plan. We could kill him from our alter ego sides.
Not easy. If I get enough allies out, maybe. I think we worry too much about that first scheme too. I think it's inevitable that that's going to pop. So.
Well, I mean, I'm Justice, so I was trying to clear threat.
No, absolutely. I wonder. I mean,
I could play non-Justice.
I mean, the goal here is to get to the next mission. No matter what, we're going to have 1, 2 weapons in the deck.
Right.
This makes 3.
So you're saying just let that first one pop and work on the second one?
Right, worry about the second
Well,
one.
and the other reason that became that way was because I drew a crummy first hand. So I had counterintelligence. So at that point, I was all in on removing threat because it's all I could do. I couldn't deal
To
damage.
Steve's point, though, I wonder if you being protection will be necessary, but let's try this again without you going to protection. But
Yeah.
or do you go aggression just so you burn and I go heavier protection to protect both of us, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I played protection once with Hawkeye, and it was not like protection. It was like just cards that block damage,
Right, well.
which is protection, I guess. But it
Right.
wasn't like blocking.
Right, well, there's 2 ways
I
of
didn't
looking
put
at
armor in or
protection.
anything
Right,
like
yeah, I
that.
didn't either. So there's the, right, I don't think I'm doing protection right now to block as much as I'm doing it to prevent damage, especially knowing he has the indirect damage.
I mean, another huge issue there was that I was not dealing any damage or drawing. I didn't have the quiver. I didn't have arrows until the 3rd turn. Like, Hawkeye without arrows is not really Hawkeye.
All right, well, let's see what we get this time. You want to stay first player?
You could be first player because I'm actually going to run and use the restroom.
All right, so we're 0 for 1 here, people, on Heroic. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves.
The nice part with Heroic, right? Like when you're watching Team Covenant or other people trying to do Heroic or we're trying to do it over and over again, you're kind of playing the same one. But here, if we beat this one, we get to progress to the next one.
Right.
And
right.
it allows you to replay. Now, Red Skull's where we're going to be all in.
That's where we really
in
got to
terms
tweak
of all
those
that.
decks when we get to Red Skull. All
right, I'll be right back.
3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I have time being you're not here, so we got a double resource in the opening hand. Got a finesse so we can get that off turn 1. Don't need containment immunity this early, because I don't need to heal. Energy barrier early is nice. I don't think I need med team right now. And Iron Fist keeps him stunned, so I'd love to get Iron Fist here, which would be play this for 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next 2 cards I draw, I could basically have Finesse and Iron Fist out and keep him stunned. Might be the way to go. Brain, I'm going to flip the first. Did you shuffle the experimental while I'm shuffling them? I'm going to do it anyways. So let's see what he's got on him. Don't be the one that discards. Okay, he gets ranged. Big deal. I don't care about him having ranged right now. So I think that's going to be my play. Draw 2 more cards. Did not get double resources, so I'm going to spend 2 to play Finesse with my double. And then I'm going to drop the other 3 plus, well, let me look at the top card of this deck. Flip. Now, 3 resources plus the Finesse to play Iron Fist. He gets 2 Mystic counters on him. He's going to attack for 2. And I'm going to attack for 2, so that's 4 total. And he's stunned. And he gets an extra damage when I stun him with Iron Fist. So Iron Fist is even better than I thought. Okay. Is there anything else? Set up, create the experimentals deck. Yeah, we did that. Reveal the top card. We did that. So my turn is over. Am I missing any chat? You got some reading there to read.
Had some
Or
reading
some
to
writing to read, some texts to read.
read? Okay.
I did my first turn. Might not have been the most effective, but I double resourced for a Finesse, and then I dropped my hand for Iron Fist. Iron Fist attacked and stunned. Counter off. So he did 2 plus 1 is 3, and I did 2, so we did 5 damage to him. So I had a pretty good opening
You
hand.
stunned him?
Yep.
I'm good. I'm in, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this was my opening hand. I didn't
I don't
actually.
know, someone thinks I don't know, Goliath. I don't have Goliath in, but Goliath might be worth at some point.
Oh, you have to spend your token off of Iron Fist,
I
which you did,
Yeah,
and take a damage.
and take a damage. That's what I missed.
Okay. Steve's telling you that you should use Goliath, I think.
Yeah, I got to look at him. He's the...
So this doesn't make any sense. I mean, Endurance makes a little bit of sense, but I think it's too early to worry about that. So I'm going to drop Nick. I mean, at this point, I really just want to go look for...
Oh, yeah, I do like Goliath. I forgot about him. He came in the new Hawkeye deck.
At this point, I really want to just go look for my bow and other things. So even as much as I like this, I think I'm just going to toss it. That way I could have a stun hold for the next turn,
Yeah,
right?
and try to get that quiver, man.
Well, I got Hawkeye cards. Now I have...
Well, you got the expert marksman, which is worth having, because some of your arrows you'll play.
All right, so if I hold that, do I get rid of all my arrows? And then when I draw with Nick, I can put this down? That's going to be a lot of arrows gone. It's going to be
He's got
5
10
of 10
arrows in the
arrows,
deck,
so
you
I
got
guess I just got to
5
let him go.
left.
So I put him down,
Well,
draw
you got
3.
a block for this turn anyways, which is nice.
More arrows. So then I can use an arrow to play the marksman. Where am I space-wise here? Flip. An explosive arrow is kind of a waste. What did I do? Oh, I used...
An explosive
Did I use
arrow.
my stun arrow?
You did that to play Nick.
Okay. So that... Is it worth doing 3 damage? I guess it's... Oh, I didn't go get my bow.
Oh, let's go get your bow. I wish you got your bow before you drew those cards, because you would have shuffled your deck and not drawn all arrows.
No,
potentially.
because if I did that, I had to get rid of the card I was trying to hold. I was trying to
Right,
hold
right,
the
right,
marksman.
Right,
So
yeah.
technically I just cheated. I should have got my bow. So then I can't play this card. So I have to hold this card
That's
over.
not true. You can play it because you have marksman.
Oh yeah. So then I can deal 3 damage, and then I can attack and deal 3 damage, and then I can attack and deal 2 damage, which is 5, right?
So we're at
So we got him
15.
halfway down. Not quite. The end of turn 1.
And we have a blocker out for you, which isn't
Yep.
bad because you have Nick.
All right, draw back up.
Yeah, I forgot about Goliath. I definitely got to add him next time for leadership. Oh, good. This is interesting. Okay.
Okay, so then
Adds 2.
it's going to add 2 here. I didn't even think about getting rid of weapons when we said that was going to be our focus.
Yeah, well, this one didn't bother me too much yet because it only adds ranged. I'll try
Right,
to
but
get
remember
rid of
that's
this
not the
turn.
weapon itself, it's
Right,
the card.
Yeah, still early though.
All right, so then he's going to
He
attack
goes
you and he
and
can't.
stunned.
Then he's going to attack me and deal 2 damage.
Indirect.
So I put 1 on Nick and 1 on me.
Yep. And then he attacks you and Nick blocks.
Yes.
No symbols.
So that's 3 damage. Nick's dead.
And then
Lots of encounter cards.
heroic 1 level encounter cards. Concussion grenade. You are stunned. Oh, great. Deal 1 damage to your hero. 2 damage if you were already stunned. Okay, so I took a damage. Master plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. If there are none, go find one. There are none. So we shall go find one. Oh boy. So always seems to happen, huh?
Dig, dig, dig. There's only a handful in there.
And Legions of Hydra.
There we go.
Just trying to see if we got any full autos out of the deck. We did not. Full auto still out there. I have to take 2 damage, right? Or 1? 1 damage. So I'm at 10 life. Let's just get through him, and I think it gets easier from here. I'm stunned, though, which kind of sucks.
7 on this, huh? Under fire. So I draw 1 and reveal 1. Crossbones Arsenal. Assault, sorry. So that's going to have 4 on it. And when we get rid of it, he attacks.
Nice.
Weapon Master. So the villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains Surge. Woo. So we should have gotten rid of 1 of these, right? So he's going to attack me again.
Ooh, is this when he attacks
1.
or when he attacks you? Okay.
So he's going to attack me for 1, and then he's going to attack me for 3 plus a card draw.
Is it worth killing Iron Fist or letting Iron Fist stay for the stun?
I mean, I think the stun is worth it.
So then you got to suck this attack up.
3 plus 2, that's shadows, is 5. I'm back to 2 again, where I live. And I'm dead.
Nope, you're not dead, because I could block,
Oh, okay.
which we have to.
I guess I could block and just take 1.
Yep, fair. You were ready to be dead there, huh? You're like, turn 1, dead.
Well,
Here you go. Let's see what
definitely
we can.
not in good shape.
Not as good of a first turn as we had as the last
I wonder
time.
if this gets harder with more players, right? Like
Oh,
maybe
definitely
if
does.
we
I mean, he especially, I think, gets harder with more
well,
players.
significantly more than other things we've played.
Yes.
Because I feel like the thing we found the
especially 'cause-
hardest per player was Wrecking Crew.
Yes.
Wrecking Crew got much harder when you added more players, but other villains got much easier. Like Claw's much easier when you add more players who can now thwart and get rid of minions and put more things down. Ultron is kind of in the middle because you get
based
more
on the-
drones.
like this card getting 2 ammo per player
right.
can be very difficult for certain players because now it's got 8 counters on it versus 4. You know what I mean? So yeah, and again, it's that whole stunned and you know, with 4 players, you stun them once, 3 people still get attacked. So
Right. Yeah. No, that's a great point. All right. Was this was not out when we dealt cards, right? You got that?
correct.
Okay.
Why does it have so much out?
It's 2 per Hydra in play.
There was no Hydra in play when we
He
got
is
it.
Hydra,
Oh,
and
he
she is
counts.
Hydra.
Is she not in play though? When
No,
that
it
comes
says
up?
go put her in play, and then add 2 per
Okay,
Hydra.
So 2, 4.
So even if
Okay.
it's just her, you have 5 on it.
Okay, and he's Hydra. That's right. I didn't even think of that. Crossbones is Hydra.
So,
So she can't take damage until that's gone.
right.
Oof. Man, oh man.
I mean, I can essentially stealth strike, get rid of some threat, and put this card out so that somebody could draw a card when we get rid of schemes. I could put the bus out so that doesn't flip, but we said don't worry about that flipping.
Stealth strike seems to make more sense. What does it do?
What?
What does stealth strike do other than damage?
It removes 2 threat.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I would stealth strike.
All right. And then am I giving you skilled investigator? So I could
Either
stealth
one of
strike.
us.
I can deal 4 damage here, and then 2. I assume I'm getting rid of this?
We don't want the extra card, right?
I mean, are you getting rid of 5 threat?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
So I'll put that in play in front of you, and then I've got to flip. And that's my whole turn. Yeah, Steve's saying the same. He thinks the campaign on Expert at 4 is going to be crazy hard. He says, ignore Madam Hydra, and then he says Hawkeye needs more card draw.
So let's get rid of the laser rifle, right? Before I do that,
I just want to clarify that I was under the impression I was coming to talk through deck building with Spider Woman, which I was going to play, or Hawkeye,
Stunning
and
confused
Spider Woman,
crossbones.
and we're going to talk through some deck builds and maybe pick a hero or two, a villain or two, and play them, and possibly go to heroic just to try it. And then Larry's like, "We're doing heroic campaign." As we go through, we'll talk through all the things. So that's where we're at now.
I'm going to attack to get rid of stunt. Is that what I want to do? I think that's what. Oh man. We got this out too. I forgot because it wasn't on this side. Oh God.
No, we're in tough shape again.
I will attack to get rid of stun, seeing as I don't have a huge bonus right now, and he will. Oh man, thwart for 1. Because I don't want to waste a stun right now.
Yeah, I don't know how that helps. I'm trying to think of when we can thwart for 3.
Let's just take 1 off of here. And that's it, right?
All right. You didn't use your finesse?
No, I couldn't. There was
Alright.
no opportunity for it unless I wanted to.
Ready and draw?
Could have put inspired on him with the finesse, I guess, but then I would have lost Jessica Drew's apartment, which,
Yeah, it's fine.
yeah, I want to
stick
save
with it.
the apartment. Yeah. Alrighty. Boy, oh boy, we're in trouble here. And do I want to flip down? No, I don't want to flip down at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, this is our point. Like, I've been saying how hard I found Crossbones, and a lot of people have been saying, oh, Crossbones seems really easy. And I think solo standard is a lot different from, well, I'm not going to go to heroic because that's obvious that heroic is going to be harder. But
Right,
two-player expert, we might still be struggling
Crossbones
like
and Zola have been the 2 hardest
Right.
ones I've dealt with through the campaign.
Yeah, and there's ways that Red Skull could get difficult, but not if you kind of know threat
By
to
the time you
remove,
get
and
to
the
Red
sleeper
Skull,
you know is going to come
right,
out.
But by the
Yeah,
time you
something
get
with
to Red
piercing.
Skull, you might have 1 or 2 free allies.
Yeah, I'm just talking. I played them all like without the campaign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, if you're talking with the campaign, then that definitely builds up. Although, yeah, you have allies and other things there. So, all right, I still drew no Hawkeye anything.
So we're going to add 3 to that, so it
this
doesn't
is going to
pop
go
right
to
away.
5. Then he's confused against me and stunned against
against
you. But then she's going to attack you for 2.
Yeah, which is fine.
And then it's just straight to cards.
Yep.
And I get a 3rd. Because of Crossbones Assault.
No, because of
Oh, sorry, Legions of Hydra. All right, gang up, Surges. Crossbones
Oh, good.
Assault.
It's the second one of those, huh?
Yep. So same thing again. What's James saying here?
We are in big trouble.
Didn't use ready for action that often. Yeah, that one with the tough. Yeah, they put all this piercing in it, and then they give you a card in leadership to get tough.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of funny, but working those. Okay, Raid the Armory, Insight 1. That's going to flip.
Insight, you know, I don't know that people realize Insight has definitely added some interesting elements.
Right, it's like add and do something else, right?
Now he's got retap.
Because if this was just the villain schemes, that would have advanced, but now it's going to do something else.
Right.
All right, and then discard cards on the top of the deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal it.
There's the full auto. So now do we not get a weapon?
We went all the way through, so we get no weapon, but we get an acceleration counter.
So that means I must have a full auto in here, I think, because I don't think I saw a full auto elsewhere.
Gotcha. Well, he didn't get an extra weapon, which is nice, so I'll
am I ready to do
hit you
this?
for 2. No, I got one more card.
Okay. I was going to say maybe it's a full auto.
And I've got a Hydra Flame Soldier. Go ahead.
I have Hail Hydra. Each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way, sir. Okay, so we're both going to get attacked.
Okay. And I have to discard a support. Is it each hero engaged?
It says each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack.
Because otherwise I would get attacked and then I would lose an upgrade.
Oh, he's not engaged with
I'm not a hero.
Oh, okay. And then should be full auto. Full auto.
You took 2 damage?
Yep.
Okay.
We knew it would be full auto because
So you're going to draw 2 cards now?
That's not so bad.
Oh, no, his attack is 2. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
3 damage.
All right.
Whew, okay.
Survived one of them.
Now what do we do?
Add the threat. Oh, is this after she deals damage?
Nope, this is after she's... Oh, schemes or attacks.
Yeah.
So she's attacked twice, so 4 more threat on that.
Thank you.
Wow. I thought that was just when she schemes. It's and attacks. We really got to get rid of that card. All right, my turn. First things first. Iron Fist attack Crossbones to stun him.
I don't know why you're saying I get another Hydragoon. I'm not sure what he's saying there. Sorry if I missed something.
Each player who was not attacked. You were not attacked because you're an alter ego,
Gotcha,
so that's why you get one.
So I search for one?
Yep, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion. I don't know who's the best choice to take.
I guess I'll take the Jet Trooper who has Quick Strike.
Isn't he going to attack? Oh, he won't attack you. That's right.
Does this pass to you?
Yep. And I'm going to attack and stun him, doing 3 damage to him with Iron Fist.
Okay.
Iron Fist is dead. At least he's stunned. Okay. Now, question is, what do we want to do? Now I'm just feeling aggressive. Let's Venom Blast him for 5.
Okay. It's down to 7.
I'm going to give myself a morale boost. This one's 3, and that's +1, so I'm a 4.
Yeah, James, that is interesting how they're designing Insight.
So here's the crazy question. Do I attack him for 4 and then flip? Or do I remove this? Or at this point,
where are you getting 4? Should you have an extra counter?
I played morale boost. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not using a counter for morale boost. So.
I mean, if you get rid of this, you get a card draw. But then he attacks.
Right, and my point is, he's at 7. We could flip him this turn and try to survive and burn through.
I have 1 health. So survive is interesting. I mean, I could put Quake or Carter out. Coulson, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to do 4 damage to him. Screw it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to flip. Then I'm going to look at the top card of a deck.
I mean, I have the option of
I could
putting
have done this for morale
allies
boost.
out and staying on this
Which means I
side.
could have saved Inspired.
And
for
then
this.
flipping to see if we could get them.
Say that again?
I have the option of putting allies out only, staying on this side, this flips, and then we try to do 35 damage next turn. which we're not going to be able to do. But
Well, yeah, no. Don't forget
This
he's
is not Iron Man.
stunned too.
right, so I'm going to take 3 damage. But if I don't heal, I could kill this.
Yeah, we're in just a world of hurt right now.
I mean, I can also remove a whole bunch of threat, but then he attacks, which gets rid of the stun. I don't think it gets us much of anywhere.
Actually, you can't get rid of the threat while being in alter ego form, I assume? Because it says he activates, so would that mean he would scheme against you instead?
Yeah.
Which isn't good either.
All right, so I will put Coulson out, and then I can search for a card. So I can go get Spycraft or Counterintelligence.
That's ugly.
And then I can put Quake out. And then I can flip and I can kill this guy. It's got no arrows. Or I can try to heal. If I play this and I just take the 1 damage here. Yeah.
Well, if you put Quake out, which I think is a definite, right?
I mean, the 2 of them could do that, and I could use him to flip.
The 2 of them could flip them, right?
Right, same thing. So I'll put Quake out.
Why don't you heal, stay alter ego side, let them scheme for 1 between the 2 of them, and just flip him.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I will
I
flip.
think we're just going to try to...
Add this. Heal to go to 5.
Who did you add Honorary Avenger to?
Me? So that I get +1 health.
I don't think you can.
Attached to a friendly character.
Read the first line.
Play only if your identity has the event. Good call. So I'd have to flip to be able to do it.
Which I don't think you want, so maybe save Spycraft.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. All right, then I'll heal 3, and I will deal 3 damage here. That's all allowed. We're not trying to get rid of any of these weapons or anything.
I think we're just going to try to survive 2 turns,
All right.
which I think is 2 turns is all we're going to have on this.
Okie dokie. Ready and draw. Yeah, Steve caught me too on that. Thank you. Definitely not our intent to cheat.
There's just so many things to get. It's new heroes
Yeah.
we're not used to playing often.
Right.
Oh boy, I did not get a great hand to do damage. So we add
4?
3, 4, 5. Is that
5?
right?
Yep. So that goes
2,
to
3,
7.
4, 5. Okay, so it hasn't flipped yet. It's going to flip after he schemes
Then
twice.
he's going to scheme against you.
For 2 plus a flip, it's 5.
It's a 3.
Yeah,
So that goes to 12.
of course.
All right. So then we get another weapon.
And then she schemes for 2 on it. And it starts with 2.
Yep.
It might flip now.
Then she schemes for 2, and that goes to 4.
Yep.
And then he schemes against me.
For
2. That goes to 9, and that's 10, and that's game. Wow.
Did you have foiled in your hand? No.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we may need to back up on our arrogance.
Wow, yeah, it was interesting.
I mean, justice doesn't seem to be doing anything for me.
yeah, no, I think you got to look at.
Like, it was great in solo because I just kept all those numbers low, but
That was yours.
I don't
think
know
you
that
got to look at
adding these or
I
the
think you got to
van or
look at
anything.
aggression or leadership.
yeah.
Steve would say protection, which I don't disagree with, though. Hawkeye protection just is kind of funny to me. There should be one more experimental weapon. Maybe it's in this deck. All right, let's give it one more shot. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, am I switching? I'll go I'll go protection. I'll do what Steve's telling me to do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tweak my deck a little too now that I've seen what's happening here.
People that are watching afterward too, feel free to give me advice as to what you think I could do. Although by the time you watch this, we'll have gotten a win on our 3rd try. So
Usually I would have that confidence, but right now. You know what's funny too is I've become so spoiled at playing like Doctor Strange and some of those other characters, and these are very good characters. I think Hawkeye and Spider Woman are definitely in the upper range of heroes that are out. I don't think they're weak by any stretch. I just think there's strategy and nuances that are not as obvious now with our 5th or 6th play with them as some of the strategies we've developed with other heroes that we've played more times.
Right.
I'm missing 2 of her cards. Usually when you're missing her cards, I'm missing a green and a blue. So pheromones.
Oh, now he wants aggression. Now he told me to play protection, but now he's saying play aggression.
Well,
I'm going to try protection.
I was going to say I personally agree with aggression. I think we need to we need to do. I'm not doing a lot of damage.
People are tiring me.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't go back to my old build and go aggression leadership and forget protection. Well, how much have I done with protection to actually? I haven't played energy barrier. I haven't played.
Does he have tough ever? He doesn't really have tough, right?
Not that I'm recalling. If you're going to play a carrier, play the Quinn and not the Hela. Just my opinion at this point, because we're trying to get rid of those cards that wild resource might prove useful.
Let's see what I got here. Hulk. I don't really need skilled strike if I have mean swing. Valkyrie. 2 relentless assaults. I might be able to get away with 1. We don't really get stunned, do we? I'm going to say that and then, of course, get stunned.
I got stunned once, if you recall.
That's right. Couple of drop kicks. She-Hulk, a Spider-Girl. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, what are you saying?
I'm going to go back to my original build that I had for solo. I was trying to be fancy with protection, thinking I was doing something cool, and I don't think I used in 2 matches a protection guard.
Now we got no protection.
I think we're doing our old heroic strategy of burn fast. Try to kill him before he kills us.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 3 schemes worth to go through. 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Do I need 2 relentless assaults?
A decent amount of allies come out. What's your call, though?
I might as well have another mean swing. Did I get rid of one? I just never found it. Steve doesn't like mean swing because he wants to play double arrows. But I feel like every turn I play an arrow and then, swing the other way. And I guess a lot of punch cards is the other way I could go. I don't have a lot with punch if I'm putting Yonborn in.
Well, the thing is, you have 10 arrows in the 40-card deck. Odds are you'll have an arrow. If you don't, which happened to you a few times, you can mean swing with Yarlborn. Or you don't even need Yarlborn. You can mean swing with the bow.
Right. So do I get rid of this to do the 2 extra damage?
I think it's worth keeping it in. If you get it early, you put it out, and you could do 2 extra damage with fists, right?
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, 25, right on the dot. So the only question is if I put another press the advantage in, which I think I will, because that's card draw.
What did I do with her cards? Are over here.
I don't really think I need a counterattack, or you'll pay for that, because I think it's just going to be wasted.
All right, and I forgot about Goliath. When I was looking at the allies, I was looking at 2-cost allies and some 3-cost. I was trying to avoid 4, but I forgot Goliath was added in Hawkeye, and he's pretty good.
Well, he can thwart.
Thwart for 2.
And then his final thing can be
He can thwart for 2 twice.
deal 5 damage.
Then he
right?
can attack for 5, so that's pretty good. It's 4 thwart and 5 attack for a 4-cost character.
That's definitely good. All right, we got no schemes. So we lost to damage and we lost to scheme threat. So I mean, you can't complain that it's one way or the other with him, right? It's both. But yeah, hopefully people are seeing why we consider Crossbones to be the toughest thus far. I mean, maybe like people were saying here, you know, you got to play him a lot before we understand them all. Maybe he's a bit of a one-trick pony, and we just got to figure that out. Like, if you get rid of the weapons and you have tough, right, and he doesn't have piercing, but it feels like there's times he just draws a weapon, and then if you're sitting there with tough, it's just a waste.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't feel like a good way to go about it right now. All right. Well, we'll try this and see. I think this will be our last attempt. And we'll come back on Thursday. Is Thursday
I think Thursday works.
going to work? So we'll plan somewhere in the 6 o'clock hour, maybe 7 o'clock. For our, maybe we'll call it part 2. Maybe we'll reassess, and maybe we'll run through the expert. You know, maybe it's worth it to just see if we can get that down 2 player.
I just was thinking because we both did expert and we were done with it, we would jump to it. But
It's
plus, you had mentioned deck building, and I thought, you know,
right, we get to deck build in between.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what heroic should be, right? I mean, honestly, there's heroic 1 and heroic 2 and heroic 3. But like, if heroic itself is just where the challenge is, that's fine. Because
I want a challenge.
I don't want any. I don't know that I want a sense of like I can beat heroic 4, but not heroic 5. I mean, that's fine, but it just gets a little bit, you know, random. So, kind of nice.
I mean, that's what's personally for me. What I think is awesome about this game is you could easily beat one version or use the best hero with the best aspect against the easiest villain and have no problem. But you could change any villain and any hero so almost infinitely to make any challenge you want. I mean, we played that one time where we added Ronin and MODOK to a villain so that it would be harder. So, I mean, you could do, you know, beyond the rules of the game that are written in the rule book, you can modify these any way you want to kind of have a great experience. And personally, I, for one, do not like, there's 2 kinds of co-op games I don't like. I don't like a co-op game that you can never win, that it's just designed for you to never be able to beat or rarely be able to beat. That's not that much fun. But on the flip side, I don't like a co-op that's so incredibly easy there's no challenge and you can walk through it without thinking.
Right.
And I think this is where this game has such scalability that you can bring it all the way down to the, I mean, you and I feel that with pre-built decks, we could play on normal difficulty with a 99% win ratio against a villain. Mm-hmm. Expert, you know, maybe we're, you know, 85, whatever it is, right? And so now we're scaling this, we're making heroic 1 and we're getting our butt kicked and we're only 0 for 2, so let's see how we do this time, right?
Totally, yeah.
Ooh, okay, what an opening hand here.
Excuse my chewing. No, I think that is a huge key, is that, like, we played Standard, and in retrospect, it was easy, but it was all new content.
Right.
So to me, it was worth a playthrough on Standard, even if we won everything. Now people are seeing us try the challenge and lose, and that's good to know. I also have some good news for you.
Uh-oh.
Our camera has stayed on.
Right. Well, you did fix it.
Right. So
I drew a crappy hand all the way around, so whatever. We'll see what happens.
thank you, everybody, for staying with us as we're getting technical things together. All right. So I think if I play, I can just set myself up. So it's not great plays here, but I can spend 3 to put a helicarrier out. Did you tell me not to play helicarrier?
I was saying to play the other one, but whatever.
Yeah.
Only because the other one's a wild resource for getting rid of cards. But
Got it. But this actually works out better for me here, because now 1, 2 will let me put the martial prowess out, and then I can do this to go get my bow. And now I'm not doing a ton of damage, but I'm set up for 2 extra resources every turn, which will be good. I will flip, and it is your turn after I deal 3 damage. While you think a little. So we notice on the bow that it says he gets +1 attack, and each of your arrow attacks gains range. We thought it was weird that he doesn't get range on a regular attack. It just seemed kind of strange.
right? 'Cause
Like
the
he's
bow-
attacking with a bow in his hand. It seems like he should have the range to ignore
I thought the
retaliate,
arrows
but-
would be like special arrows, like in the movie where he presses a button. So,
Yeah.
all right. Gonna play Maria Hill. Draw a card, good sir. All right, at this point, I'm just gonna do some things a little differently. I'm gonna flip. I played a red and a blue card. I'm gonna play another red card. So +2, 3, 4, 5 attack. 6 attack for me. I'll just try to burn him down at this point.
He's at 19. We had him at 15 last game, but I have a little bit more in play too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, I can deal damage. Don't have arrows still,
Well, this is where Mean Swing would
but
have
I think
come
I
in.
did get rid of 3.
All right, so he adds 2 to the main scheme.
Yep.
He goes to attack you. He removes the counter and does 2 indirect damage to you.
Got it. And then he's just got to attack me.
For, where's his weapon? Did you remove it?
Did we never put an initial weapon on him?
I guess not, because I didn't remove it. You didn't remove it. So
Alright,
he just
so he's
gained
gonna-
range. So
3.
he's attacking for 3 + 1 is 4.
I am down to 3.
He's going to indirectly damage me for 1. Hey, for once I don't get hit for 3. That's amazing. Then he's going to attack me, and Maria Hill is going to block because I don't need her for anything else. She takes...
Steve, because I forgot, when you let me draw a card, I could have called for an action and played this. I missed it.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, good call. Yep.
That's all right.
Cards.
We missed it, so we missed it. Got to play smarter.
Brandt, shame on you.
I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I wonder if I could play this card, and then I was starting to pay attention to your turn, and I missed it. All right, Madam Hydra really likes coming out against us.
Oh, God.
So we're
It's
putting her
the
out.
one card I don't want on turn 1 is Madam Hydra.
And then Hydra's going to attack us, and you're going to have to go find a Hydra card. So who do you want? There's the Flame Soldier. There's the Bomber. There's Soldiers.
It says put in play engage with you. Does that mean you're not revealing it? It doesn't say search for a Hydra minion
You're
and
right.
reveal it.
Yeah, it would not reveal it.
So I will take this guy because I will not get the one revealed.
Steve says go ahead and do it and draw another card. So we'll give him 2 damage. So I would have played this using my martial prowess on your turn.
Oh,
Takes 2 more damage, and I draw another card.
How did you miss that?
He wants
Right?
to see us win.
Oh, for we're gonna win, you gotta play smarter, buddy. I'm just teasing. All right, so
Hold on. So this would have. So this came out first, right?
So does that?
So this has 3. This has 7 on it.
Oh, yeah, that
Then
came
she
out before
attacks
Hail
me for
Hydra.
2, correct?
Yep. Which adds 2
And
more
then that
to
adds 2 more here.
Why is she attacking you?
Because then I drew Hail Hydra.
Oh, for Hail Hydra. Correct.
And then that comes in play with you.
With Hail Hydra. Then we get Crossbones Assault. And then we get Raid the Armory, which is in Site 1 up there. Discard cards from until we get a weapon. Okay. Full auto's out. Combat Knife is on him. So, I'm first player now.
Yes. While I'm thinking about it, because I keep commenting on Steve. Steve runs a channel, Beat the Game. So definitely check that out. He does a really good job. He's a super smart Marvel Champions player. So shout out to him and his channel. Check it out, Beat D Game. It's a D. Beat D Game. And he's a friend. So we're trying to get rid of these weapons, or we're just trying to do damage now?
I think I'm just trying to burn this jerk down.
And get out of here?
I'm going to play Captain Marvel because it's what I do. After I play her, man, oh man, oh man. Do 2 damage to him and draw a card. Happen to draw Finesse, which I don't care about. I'm then gonna Skilled Strike, so she's at 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the big question is, do I flip down and let that pop?
Well, I basically have to flip down. I have 1 health, and I'm going to take that. But I can stun on my turn. You could actually call for this action, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
let's call for that.
So I can pay 3,
Drop kick him for how
do
much?
4 damage, draw a card, and stun him. I drew an electric arrow, which is nice in terms of all that. So, I mean, you could flip down.
Well, he's stunned, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to flip down if he's stunned.
Okay.
So that we don't get crazy.
Right, I'm
going to
add a bunch up here when I flip, but that's just how
put
it's
1
going to go.
damage on her. How much more damage can you do before flipping down?
I mean, 3 on my own. I can deal 3 with this. I can deal 3 with that. So.
Well, you don't want to tap Hawkeye, right? Because you want to heal when you flip down right now.
Right. So basically 3 more damage. I could also do it to flip him and then heal on my next turn.
But we could. I'd prefer to leave him unflipped so he doesn't have an extra weapon out for this turn, right?
Sure.
So if you can get him down to 1, 2, or 3,
So I mean, I
heal
can
this turn sets us up for a 2-turn
I
kill
can
after
play this using the helicarrier, and then I can play piercing strike, or I can play the arrow. Both are kind of 3 damage wasted. I guess the arrow's better to have a stun in my pocket.
Save the.
You're fine with that in front of you, right?
Yep.
So, oh, the arrow's cheaper with this. So I would get rid of the arrow. So I guess I save this.
I don't understand what you're saying.
The arrow costs 1 less. I can't use this to play this.
And how much damage does that do?
This does 3, and this does 3.
It does 5, which is perfect. Puts him at 1.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
All right.
If I can stun 4
This
you,
and
your
this
cards
is
get better.
5. Thank you. Thank you.
He's at 1, which is perfect.
I'm not usually this bad at like my close reading,
Well, we're
and
like-
today it's been.
So no, that's good because I
There.
would rather not flip him right now and get an extra weapon out. Because now next turn we could try to flip him, burn him halfway down, and then survive 1 extra turn after that. So we'll see.
Yeah, if I can get an ally out or something to block, right? And I mean, I'll keep this because I can use this with it.
Ooh, well, I got Pheromone, so we could stun and confuse him next turn.
Okay.
So we might be,
I've
but we got to survive.
Got
all
my
these
yarn
side
born,
schemes.
so all my damages I could do +2. But yeah, we got to get through all this. So he's adding 1, 2, 3. We haven't gone through here yet, right? But that's enough to flip it.
Enough to flip it.
So then we're adding another weapon, which is the retaliate. Then, sorry, this is what adds the next weapon. Then who is first? You?
Yep.
So he's stunned, so then you're taking 1 damage.
Yep.
And then he's scheming against me for 2.
Yep.
Plus, if it's undefended, so that's nothing.
So 2.
So he's going to scheme for 2. That
And
goes
2
to...
more is 4, so it's at 6.
So it's going to go to 6 for her. And
then
then
she
after she
adds
schemes,
2
she
to
adds 2,
Legions
which
of
means we
Hydra.
just give up on that.
Yeah.
All right, and then cards, and you get an extra.
Yep. Okay. Hard as nails. Give the villain a tough status card.
No, there it is.
That's fine.
Yeah, tough. And I've got piercing.
Yep. And you're going to be first player, right?
Yep.
Oh. So he's got the armor where he takes 5 damage first.
Oh, no.
And then gang up. He and everybody attack me.
So first he's going to pull this.
Yep. And do 2 damage to me. Then what's his attack? 2, 3, 4.
5.
Where's 5? So Captain Marvel's got a block.
Pull a card. 6.
And then he does 1 to me.
And then 1 to you. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, Flame Soldier. This table gets busy, man. And another Legions of Hydra.
Which, does it say anything specific? If
So
Hydra's not in
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on it. All right. There you go. Pass to me. All right, so I don't have arrows, so marksman's no good. So I want to do this piercing strike. I want to have Yarnborn down. And then I guess I just start punching.
Yeah, I mean, do you heal first or do you not heal?
I'm going to take 3 plus his. Are we going to stun him?
I am going to stun him and confuse him, which means I might flip down. So then
I can maximize my damage. The tricky part here is...
Hang on. Let's see how many extra attacks are left in the deck. I like doing this. So there's a gang up. Oh, man.
Yeah, it is true. Without the quiver, I just don't get arrows.
Yeah, there's only a gang up in the discard pile. So there's 2 extra attacks plus another gang up, right?
Okay.
So there's at least 3 extra attacks in there. I'm just thinking he's stunned.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I'm going to deal 1 damage.
I thought you had.
But I guess I just do piercing and get rid of that. Oh, it's going to deal the damage here.
Correct.
All right.
So the question is, can you deal 5 damage with piercing, or what, what can you do?
Play this, put this down, right?
Yeah.
Or actually, I can just use Helicarrier. Or am I saving it for you? No.
I don't know what I.
No,
you're not saving it for me.
I could. I think I have an extra card. Although I could put Honorary Avenger to just get +1 health. So if I pierce him, flip him, we're not getting rid of these weapons?
No, at this point, we're just
Okay.
going to try to survive another turn and kill him.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to survive. Are you going to have anybody down to block for me?
Nope.
So I basically have to heal.
Well, you're stunning him. It's just whether or not you draw the extra.
Oh, you're going to stun him and I'll take 3?
Right. The question is if he gets an
so we
extra
just got to
attack
hope
card.
that he doesn't,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah. I need Mockingbird is what I need.
Yeah, you haven't drawn Mockingbird these 3 games or the Quiver.
Yeah,
Two
which
of
is
his
a huge,
best cards.
Yeah, huge difference. And there's no way to really search for them. I mean, I didn't like playing Avengers Mansion with him, but I wonder if getting extra card draw. It's just you feel like you want to start right off. Usually you're like, I got a bow, I got an arrow, I got a quiver.
Examples where I want to be like, okay, pick 2 cards in your starting hand and go and see if you play it better because you really have drawn crap for Hawkeye.
Thank you. All right. I will do. I don't even need martial prowess because I have this, right? So I will do Piercing Strike. So that will get rid of Tough, deal 3 damage to him, which goes on the armor. And then I can discard
do that
a
for
card
2 more?
to do 2 more
So that gets
and get rid of the
completely.
armor.
Okay, awesome.
Then,
should you have saved this for me? Are you really not using it at all?
I'm not using it all because I'm going to give myself Honorary Avenger, which gives me +1 health. Then I'm just going to attack and flip him and deal 2 damage. Right? So we reveal another weapon. Yeah, I know. There's always these little things with heroes, like, you know, we always said we wish Hulk was immune to stun. Just like one simple extra thing. I wish his was, you know, search for the quiver as well as the bow or something, you know?
Right.
Was I silly? Should I have... No, there's nothing. Should I have dealt 3 damage here or something? Probably not.
I don't think so. So, stun and confuse him with pheromones.
You've got Confuse.
Yep. I'm going to put Finesse down. I'm going to attack him for 3 more. And I'm going to flip down.
Is that number wrong? Should he have started at 32 and I hit him for 3?
Oh, you didn't hit him for 5? I thought you paid 2 for this.
No, I hit him for 3, which flipped him.
Okay, so...
And then 2, so I think he should only be at 27.
7 now, okay.
So that's basically our hope, is that we could, like, if I draw
I
a
heard you say
Vibranium
5.
Arrow. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And obviously we need him to, like, not hurt us. But if I can draw some Vibranium
Hang on,
arrows.
then we're going to look at the top of the deck when I flip down. So we'll just look here.
Oh, because I'm also going to take that. Oh, no, he's
Nope,
stunned.
because he's stunned.
Got it.
But
All right.
that actually is going to be... Oh, hang on. This is important to know before we do anything. Hang on, this is important.
That's going to be the first card he draws against me.
Is that correct? Is that right?
He's going to add here. He's going to be stunned. He's going to be confused. And then he's going to deal out cards.
We don't... If you get full auto, we're screwed.
But I got no way around it, do I?
Well, that's what I'm just trying to think about here.
We got a deck or something, but then you still get it.
I was just trying to see if there was a way
No, I hear what you're saying. But you didn't see it till you flipped, so you don't really have any way to react to it.
No, I didn't know. And you don't have any cards in here. Yeah, so you can't react to it. It is what it is.
This might be it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Got Hulk and Dropkick.
Oh, man. These two are together, containment immunity. That's the one that would keep me from flipping down. But
So he's adding 1, 2, 3. Just 3?
just 3.
Wow, that's
Didn't
easy.
flip.
Then he's stunned against me,
Yeah, he's confused.
so I get
against me.
attacked for 3.
Yep.
I have to discard a support I control.
Avenger support. No.
That gets rid of my health. I guess it's just Helicarrier? Or am I stopping that damage? I don't have arrows. I can get rid of my bow. I mean, whatever, right?
Well, you can always hunt for your bow.
Right, I could go back and get it, so.
But wait, isn't this a bow? But you don't need that.
It's threat.
Okay.
So
funny
and then
that you chose to get
took
rid of. That's how
3
bad your Hawkeye draw has been. That you're discarding your bow.
then he's confused against you, so this adds 1 to go to 10.
Freaking full auto.
Oh, is this an upgrade? Gotcha. So I can't get rid of it because it's not a support.
So it is the Helicarrier.
So I got to get rid of the Helicarrier.
It's the only option.
Yep. Again, close reading. So there's that, and then I'm getting full auto.
It looks like. Unless you want to deal to me first.
Yeah. Right. So full auto. What's his attack? 1,
3, 4,
2,
5.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wish I had a tough card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roasty toasty.
It's another weapon. There's that assault, alter ego surge. And a bomber. And a surge, reveal the top card, which is another surge. And a Hydra Jet Trooper. And when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. I'll place 1 threat on the main scheme.
There you go.
Can we kill him? Can I do 27 damage?
I think so.
Do all your villains come over to me?
Yep.
This is-
I don't think you could do 27 damage.
No, I can't do 27 damage. And I don't know that I could survive a turn either. What did I draw? A Venom Blast, Containment Immunity. Oh, man. Oh, Squirrel Girl's nice with all those guys out there.
Is she?
Oh, man. Well, let's just have some fun, right? We'll flip. Oh, wait, top card of the deck. What's coming? Oh, a 1. That's not bad. We'll flip. We will Containment Immunity and Triskelion. Nope, just Containment Immunity for Containment Immunity with that to heal 3 and give me a tough.
That go here?
Yeah. Then we're gonna, man, I'd love to Venom Blast. And I'd love a morale boost. Did I really need to heal and get tough?
How are you stunning?
No, I got a tough.
Oh, right. Oh, but he has piercing.
Okay, well, so what?
Okay.
It still works against other stuff, doesn't it? Oh, it'll stop his 1 full auto.
There you go.
Machine gun. You're right. I don't need containment immunity. Hang on. We'll go back down in life. Let's go out with a bang here. I want to be able to play these 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I can't play.
I don't know what our plan will be. We'll have to talk about what we're going to do Thursday. I don't know if we will keep doing heroic or, like people are saying, you could just, well, I guess without a win, it seems weird to move on.
Venom Blast him for 5.
But yeah, this has definitely
1.
been interesting, and I'll definitely be trying this at home. Venom blasting him for 5, so he's down to 22.
Squirrel Girling him for 1.
1. And it's raining damage tokens.
2, 3, 4. I'm going to hit him for 4.
He's down to 17.
Squirrel Girl's going to hit him for 1.
16.
And then I'm going to try to survive,
All right.
which seems almost impossible.
Okay, so he's going to add a lot here.
Enough to flip it.
So we'll flip that, which will reveal the final weapon.
Man, let me draw my hand here, Brandt.
This will go to 2. And you did not stun him?
I did not stun
So
him.
he's going to attack you for 1, which
Which
will
I'll
get rid of
take.
your. Oh, did you get rid of your tough?
Yep, which I'll take.
Okay.
Then he's going to attack me, and Squirrel Girl's going to block.
Squirrel Girl will block, and it's give the villain a tough status card.
Oh, of
So
course.
he's tough. And then you're going to get attacked for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So I could block Madam Hydra and take 5, which will kill me.
Ah,
So I'm exactly at 5.
nice.
And I did. Oh, I had a nick and a Spider Girl, but wasn't going to be 17 damage. Man, oh man. Okay, so
Let's bring it up top here, Ooh, if I can.
heroic 1 was very difficult.
Yeah. So again, like we said, we kind of like the challenge. Some of the heroic bosses haven't been so bad, and 2-player usually feels like a good spot, and it does not against Crossbones. Again, we didn't get rid of the weapons, so that could be part of ours. So I think we got to kind of go back to the drawing board on that.
Well, and it's also, I mean, we're choosing to play Spider Woman and Hawkeye because they came
True.
in this set. I mean, we could also
We could
consider,
pick some other ones.
You know,
We do have to
Doctor-
stick with whoever we get.
Right,
all the
Doctor
way through.
Strange. I mean, there's other heroes, Iron Man. There's other people.
It's a good point.
could
If we
try.
take who we think is the most powerful and then
Right.
try to do heroic.
There's
and
no
see what we
rule that
think.
says. I wanted to kind of just start with this just because what
Right.
was in the box, but neither one of us, I thought, looked good with these 2 decks today. No offense to you.
No, and I
or
had two different decks.
No, but I mean, like, you never got your quiver in 3 games.
Right.
You never got your ally in 3 games.
Totally.
So I mean, that's kind of like one of those odd. I got the cards I wanted, but as I was getting them, I was realizing some of them weren't worth playing, and I think I have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. Like, it's interesting that they took the choice of, like, you can only stun once.
Right.
Now, in 2-player, it doesn't feel that bad, but like you're saying, in 4-player, if you can only stun once,
Right.
you have to find a way to deal with that.
Right.
So, whereas in solo, it's just like, oh, I'm just drawing my stun arrows, right? And if I don't do that, then I'll hit them with a drop kick. And
Like, this
I'll
is
stun
a
'em on
perfect
that
example
front.
where I'm wondering, like, if I play my Captain America protection deck, I pretty much, I know I could stay alive against this with him. Do some damage and protect you.
Do you then want to be
And then-
Captain America going forward?
I'm wondering. I'm wondering. Like, what
I mean, you might.
what are you thinking?
I don't know.
One of us needs to pump out damage.
Yeah.
And Captain does okay damage with protection.
Hawkeye does great damage, it's just not without the quiver. Without the quiver, it just wasn't there. I couldn't draw. Did I play any Vibranium? I played one as I was dying in the last game. Right?
I mean, do you go make sure it's a 40-card deck, and do you just cycle those first 12 cards to try to find it?
Yeah, you could, but I mean, it's just kind of a little silly. So I'm trying to think of other heroes. I mean, I love Miss Marvel. I'm nervous about Miss Marvel.
I know you love her. I'm not a fan.
Taskmaster, which has to flip back and forth, is tricky. I mean, Doctor Strange feels like a very powerful hero and a good one to play.
But
Iron Man building up.
Some of what he does is negated with some of this, right? He does tough status, right? He does some other things which some of this kind of negates.
Right, but you just cycle past that card, or you use it. I mean, you use it other times, right? You use it when he pulls this or when he pulls full
I worry
auto.
about Doctor Strange. Those, I'm just thinking when we get to Zola, Captain America can handle some of those minions, so because Doctor Strange usually has trouble with minions. Would you go Doctor Strange? Well, once you choose the hero, you could change your deck every time, so you can go leadership early to have allies, and then you can switch over to justice or aggression as you need. So is that the game plan? Are you thinking Strange and
Yeah, I mean,
and Captain America?
maybe I'll bring a couple. I think I got to try it on my own and see, how it works. Again, Elias games you could go play solo, and like I said, a lot of people are playing solo right now because of COVID and being home, and it really changes the game sometimes.
One of the things I want to tell people, because I do really like Spider Woman, but I think where I'm seeing Spider Woman's weakness is you can't go deep in an aspect, right? Like, it's really cool, like, ooh, I could do this and this with these 2 aspects, and that's going to be really cool. Like, I found it really cool when I was playing with Inspiring Presences with Hulk, and I was swinging with Hulk, and he had more, But in a match like this, especially multiplayer, like, if I want to play a toughness, if I want to play a protection deck, I want all my protection cards, right? I want to be able to go 3 deep on some cards, 2 deep on others, have access to more neutral cards. And with her, you really are limited to the neutral cards you could put in, because you don't, if you want to keep it at 10 card, if you want to keep it at 40,
you need 11.
You go 10 and 10, would then let you do 5 neutral
Nick
cards.
or whoever, Unless you get rid of double resource cards, but I don't think it makes sense unless you're playing zeros and ones.
Right, that's hard to do.
But you need to play something that's not 0
Then
or
you're
1.
not deep, right? That's the problem. Solo, it's great. Solo, I had a great time with her playing the zeros and ones. It didn't matter. I was swinging for 4, swinging for 5, doing some other stuff. But
and honestly, taking out, 14 damage, is reasonable in 2 turns with some heroes. But taking out 28 with somebody trying to assist, is tough.
So I think that's where I'm starting to see Spider Woman's kind of nick in her armor. She's really cool that you get to play multiple aspects and you get to find that cool combination of aspect, but you can't go deep in any aspect. So that's where you got to be careful to what you want to do. To your point with protection, I can't heal and absorb damage and play defensive cards. I can't do all 3 when I can only put 10 protection cards in my deck. So as much as I like her and I think she's got a cool little, I don't want to call it a gimmick, but her thing is cool, the 2 aspects.
And I mean, it's neat, but it's also, maybe it's a disadvantage. Like, it says you can't choose to not use 2 aspects.
Correct.
and they have to be equal in number.
Right.
So
it's cool, but
Right.
it's not.
it's something you definitely have to work with and around. Like, oh, if I only have these many, you know.
But this is also where she might be better. She's definitely very good solo. I've played her solo. But 2-player might be too much of a weakness for her, whereas 4-player, maybe she gets better again. Because now I could be like, oh, you're playing this, you're playing that, you're playing that. I could play these two aspects, not going deep in either one, but having the support based on 3 other players. Whereas in a 2-player game, you're like, hey, I'm going justice all in or I'm going aggression all in. And it's like, I'm not really doing enough protection to help you, right? So
I wonder, too, about the idea, like, it seems obvious to play cheap cards with her so you can boost her. And, I mean, were you using the Ready Her card? I didn't see you do that very often. No. So, like, really cheap cards to make her a 3/3 and then thwart for 3 and attack for 3, you know? Like, could be a way to go.
But in this scenario,
it was tough.
That's not
But I wonder, is there a way to use expensive cards with her, or more specifically 2s and 4s, and have the double resource cards and the aspect double resource cards? Right. Now 7 cards in your deck feed 2. Most of her cards in there that she has are 2s, so that you play those for 1 card. Your 4s get played for 2 cards.
Yeah, but your 4s don't really get played for 2 cards because you have to have, I mean, the odds, right? Like, I mean, now if I have 10 cards of an aspect and 2 of them are devoted to a double resource card, that means I only have 8 aspect cards for each.
Right.
What 8 cards
is there a way
choose?
to do that or to build? Like, it's actually interesting to me with this martial prowess card. This only exists for aggression right now, correct? There isn't a justice card that says pay 1 less for thwarting, pay 1 less for. So that would be a card that she could use for 2 and now pay for the higher cost cards on her second time through, right? Thinking of her as going through her deck as opposed to just how can I drop as many things and use her?
Right.
And then
my only issue with that, like I was saying, is you're down to 16 cards, 8 and 8.
Yeah.
In your 2 aspects that you're trying to handle all this with, which isn't a lot of. It's just
yeah,
not
I mean,
a lot of
this
choice.
focusing on this, I'm not saying. I'm just saying her in general.
Right, in general. Well, it's the same kind of thing with Hulk.
Instead of thinking cheap cards, is there a way to think expensive cards?
Well, see, similar to Hulk in the sense that with Hulk, you're thinking, I only have 4 resources and I discard my hand. So do I want to play a lot of 3-cost stuff? First of all, Hulk's kit is mostly 3-cost. So you go 3-cost and nothing, right? So if something costs 3, that's your only card you're playing for Hulk. Or you try to do that 2-cost and 0-cost, right? Or that 1-cost and 1-cost where you could do, right? Same thing with her. You go cheap and she's better and you do a lot of cool little stuff, or you go more expensive. Her ability's not as good, but then you're getting those better cards.
Right, yeah.
Like all the aspects have that 3-cost, do damage and confuse, stun, or remove threat, right? They all have that. I don't know. I think Captain America is what I'm going to announce for our next play, and I think we're going to beat it on the first try with Captain America, as long as you make a good deck.
And I have to be Doctor Strange?
No, you be whoever you want.
Okay.
I do like Doctor Strange, though.
You know, I'm wondering, too, like we did this as the campaign, and Steve had suggested here, like, you could just move on, but we could honestly just show off all the villains as heroic.
True.
So if we don't do the campaign aspects, if we decided, hey, we think Crossbones is the toughest, what if we went and did Absorbing Man? Because I think if we used our double aggression against Absorbing Man, he would have gone down pretty quick.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot there to deal with. I do wonder about their cards.
There is some luck with Absorbing Man, though. If he flips right early on you, he could be devastating.
Yeah.
But that's just really bad luck. That's that, you play him 10 times and one time he's going to get that flip where he just has all the symbols count and he plays that card and you're just like, oh crap, and right?
Yeah.
Whereas Crossbones is consistently, especially in campaign mode, getting those weapons on him, getting all that stuff. Though I think he gets those weapons even not in campaign mode, correct? That's just his thing, is those weapons?
Yeah. He has the weapons no matter what.
Right, and it's just in the campaign those weapons stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I wonder, like, Taskmaster is the one where a lot of people have been saying, like, they've had a lot of trouble with Taskmaster, and I've never had issues.
Yeah, I found him to be very...
Now, having the 5 threat that you have to remove to get the free allies, people have been like, oh, it's really hard, like, I can't remove the 5 threat. I found that sometimes I go all in to, like, with Hawkeye, hey, I'm going to use my 1 to get rid of that final one, get the free ally, plop it out. Even if I can't do its ability, a free 2/2 ally is really good. So, but I wonder about that. I mean, I'm fine with trying Crossbones again because I don't want to disappear.
Yeah, I want to beat it.
But we, instead of doing the campaign, we could just go through all the enemies on Heroic. I'm almost more inclined, you know me, to climb the ladder. Like, we do Expert, so then we do Heroic 1, because it feels like when you do Heroic, and then you say, oh, we didn't win, and you do Expert, it's like a loss.
Right.
But if you beat Expert and then beat Heroic,
Correct.
you know, you kind of show off that, hey,
we beat
this will
Expert
work.
off camera, though. I'm sold on Heroic.
Yeah.
Man. Let's beat Heroic.
Okay, yeah.
And, you know, I'm fine if you want to play Hawkeye, too. Hawkeye, I think, is well-suited for this campaign.
Yeah.
And not that she isn't, but I think for Crossbones, I need to go deep on protection.
Awesome.
And Cap is my favorite for protection, even though you like some other characters, right?
For protection?
I know people wanted to hear some theory crap, so I'm just adding a little. I know Spider-Man, Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Spider-Man's more like a multiplayer protection.
Right.
I mean, not that I wouldn't play it otherwise. She-Hulk protection is pretty good. I like She-Hulk protection. Yeah.
I love Cap, though. Retaliate, built in.
No, yeah,
Boom,
no, it's definitely
let's
very
go.
good.
Though that's funny, when he gets his weapon that gives him range, then I'm going to care. Right, playing these two characters, most of his weapon abilities didn't
Pierce
matter.
and all that
Pierce
stuff.
and, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
really the only tough of a major sort feels like Doctor Strange with that one card where you add 3 toughs.
Right, which
you know,
is
you're
nice.
also avoiding playing like Luke Cage and War Machine and whatever, you know, to ignore all those. But yeah, it's kind of interesting on that front. So.
Well, Crossbones was tough.
There we go. We tried 3 attempts. Let us know if you've tried it, decks you've used, ideas you have for us. I guess for me.
Thanks for watching all these losses. I'm not used to. I feel. I mean, truly, I'm telling you this because most people online don't know me like you know me. This is tough for me to walk away. Right now.
Yeah.
I want to build a Captain America deck and play right now.
Well, you can check us out on Thursday. Thursday we're going to be live somewhere probably around 6 o'clock is our plan. We both have to see because we're in schools, so we have to see how that all works. But we'll go live somewhere there about 6 o'clock on Thursday night. We'll play some Marvel Champions, and then if we have time, we're going to do Sky Tear after that, depending on how long this takes us.
Sky Tear, we going to do one lane again?
Yeah, we're going to do Ashen Pass again.
I like that.
Yep.
That
so
was
I'll take
fun.
that and build that. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. This was a blast. Put a comment down below. Let us know.
It was a blast?
Subscribe.
Really? We got our butt kicked.
I had fun playing with Larry today.
I'm just being difficult.
He gets cranky
Can I
when
just
he
tell
loses.
a quick story real quick?
Sure.
The first co-op game I ever played years ago, Silas brought it over, Mike was there, a few other people, and it was that 40K one.
Conquest.
No, Death Angel? No, Death Angel?
Oh, Space Hulk Death Angel.
Right, where it was just a card,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
cards and
Yeah,
then...
Gene Stealer's attacking.
Yeah. And Silas, I wouldn't let him leave my house until we won. We literally, I think it was our 9th or 10th play, and the guys were like, Larry, this game is, I said, we cannot leave, we cannot lose to AI. We have to win. We won it like on the 10th play. And then that game never got played again. I own it. I wound up buying it. I never played it again. But anyways,
Awesome.
this is tough for me. But
We'll be back. Like and subscribe to our channel. Tell people about the channel. We want them to know that we are playing here at the portal. We want to know games that we could play. We're going to stick with Marvel Champions because there seems to be a lot of people enjoying this. So we'll make this regular, Sky Tears regular, UFS is regular, but we want to add some more games and other things because we do play all sorts of board games. We're kind of stuck in Marvel Champions
Marvel's given
now.
us a lot of stuff to think about here with this big box, but it's not long before we're going to have another expansion come out. So we really got
Yeah, and we'll try to get those played as well in October.
What's the
when those
next
come
one?
out.
It's a hero, right?
It's Kang, Villain
so
Pack,
it's a villain.
and Ant-Man.
Oh, so 2 at once.
Correct. I'm sorry for coughing. All right.
That's cool.
That's it. Until next time, I'm the Brandt,
I'm Larry.
and we hope you step into the portal. Bye now.
Oh, man, we lost.